they're leading up to all the movies and stuff like that. But right now, they're on to like the new saga or whatever, and it's a whole there's a whole alternate universe and everything like that. And they just started the very first. I believe they started the first episode this week or whatever. So it's supposed to be the new series after the Frieza movie.
Yeah, I got
finally. I don't really think they needed to do that, because I mean, like, as far as we know, like, everything that was in Dragon Ball Z wasn't like, the movies weren't really canon to. There was a couple of movies that were canon to the plot of the actual, you know, series and everything like that. But everything outside of that, like most of those movies, didn't even play a factor really. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know they played, like, most of the movies played in like certain pockets of time. It's like the whole, like, like, movie was like when Goku died, and he was like in, I think he was in hell. Yeah, he was like when he died and was in hell, and he, like, that's when he got a chance to see like Piccolo and all the other Nail. That's when he saw Nail and all this other crazy shit. It wasn't Nail. It was Pycon, because Nail was a
I know what you're talking about. They all fought in, yeah. That was awesome. I love Pycon. I wish they were like.
Yeah, I like Pycon. The biggest question is, like, who the hell killed that dude? Because at that point,
you know what pisses me off about the whole Pycon thing? Yo, after Goku met him and they fought and he was like on par with like a Super Saiyan, why did that nigga not resurrect him?
I know.
Exactly. Yeah, he just left him for dead.
He was just like, yo, I met this awesome dude, Piccolo. He says to him, he's like, oh, you would have liked my friend Piccolo or whatever. And it's like, you just gonna leave him down there? Like, you don't have these magical...
leave him in hell, not even resurrect him. And it's just like, yo, like, he's, like, just as strong as Goku is, which is crazy. Everybody was just like, and I've always wondered, like, yo, who the hell killed this dude?
Right?
I agree.
Who killed this nigga?
I agree. Like, what's interesting to me is, like, that's how, like, they tied the whole story of Pycon and like Janemba and all this other stuff into what happens with Majin Buu, because like Goku would not have been able to get strong enough on Earth to become Super Saiyan 3. So when he died, he had like an unlimited amount of like time to like train. Right.
Yeah.
So
because
of that, he was able to hit Super Saiyan 3. So
I'm working now. Will, say something.
What's up?
Will, I want to see if his camera's working.
If my camera's working?
No, you're still showing. I don't know why you're still showing up as black whenever you talk.
Yeah, I'm not, I mean, like, I just left it on the stream or whatever. Because XSplit is actually using the camera, so I would have to turn off XSplit. But I just.
That's fine. So no one will get to see you, or they'll have to just watch your.
Well, no. Yeah, they'll just watch the stream or whatever, and they'll see. But you're also streaming, so.
Yeah. So I checked it on my phone. All right, cool. So,
Will is black. Thanks for stating the obvious, Kel.
Yeah, so for other people that are joining us that don't know, that's Travell. He did a video with me a while back about the different Robins and how they would face off against each other. And you can't see him on our video, but if you check out Willie Fresco or Will's Twitch channel, Will, what's your Twitch channels?
Fresh Produce for you too.
Yeah, so
Fresh Produce #4, letter U, #2.
Yeah, you can check his stuff out. He streams a lot of Street Fighter. You also play a lot of Guilty Gear.
I play. I've been playing a little bit more Guilty Gear. I haven't for like the past week or two or whatever, because I haven't had a stick. I do have a stick coming in today, so I will be streaming a little bit more. Play everything from like Destiny, The Last of Us.
Oh, dope.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
That's really dope.
Mainly Street Fighter 5's coming back out, so I will be consistently streaming.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, back to the tentative schedule.
Agreed.
This video for NFFB Talks, I decided in honor of Street Fighter coming out in pretty much 2 weeks, we should definitely do a little bit of talking about the game, about the fighting scene, and just Street Fighter in general. I'm personally not the biggest Street Fighter fan, like, not in, like, I don't like it, as in, like, I don't...
I come through and get dusted off.
Because I'm not that good at it. But I have to say, I got my hands on the game early August when I went to the GameStop Managers Expo, and it feels real good. As a, like,
feels good, and I think it's really easy for like a lot of beginners to get into.
That's
Right.
I noticed that too because we just got the demo in my store and I was playing it the day before the snowstorm and it's yeah, you know what? It still has that Street Fighter feel. Like I couldn't just pick it up like Tekken and all of a sudden just like be doing fucking awesome moves and crazy combos.
Mhm.
But once I started like figuring out things and like I could kind of link a couple moves together.
Yeah.
So I think that there's gonna the biggest problem with four for me. I felt like there was way too much of a learning curve.
Yeah, there is.
Yes, it is very
Definitely is.
high. It is very high to
Yeah.
learn it, and I think for people that are used to coming into games like Call of Duty and stuff, where
Mm.
it's just grab a controller and go. It's very demanding of your time in the beginning. So
Yeah, and I have no problem with that because I honestly feel like the gaming industry is kind of taking a turn towards like babying everyone and being like, oh, you want to be the best? Okay, here you go, you're the best. Um, so I actually
I,
appreciate the fact that Street Fighter still demands like work and
It
yeah,
does.
dedication
it
to it.
does. I think that the approach that they're trying to take now, because everything is moving towards esports. I mean, like you see, like even ESPN is picking up, games for competitive gaming and stuff like that. I know
Yeah,
the CW just picked up Mortal Kombat as well.
yeah,
They're making it more accessible to people to come in because there are a bunch like it's going to be something that's easy to learn, but it's going to be difficult to master. And I mean, like someone that has been playing, as long as I have, I still have my work cut out for me because
Agreed.
even though I do
Well,
understand,
let's
like
talk about you real quick. So, how long have you been playing?
how long have I been playing? Um, I might have broke out into the FGC around maybe like 2005, somewhere around like the beginning of like 2005, leading all the way up, maybe around like 2007, because I kind of got my start with it down in underground Atlanta.
Okay.
I was down in Atlanta for a little while, and I started playing on some of the cabs that they had down in it was like a little mall or whatever down there. Went to the back. They had some arcade machines there, a
Sounds
little
amazing.
arcade setup, and they had Marvel 2, they had Tekken 5, and they had SVC Chaos.
So good.
And yeah, and and, like there was just a bunch of people there just playing, and I came in one day and just started playing or whatever. I had already had enough experience with Tekken 5 to really just be like to just hop on it and just start playing, and I just realized how much better everybody else was, and I'm like, where did you guys learn how to play this? It was just like, I mean, to be honest with you, like we've been doing this for a long time.
Right.
Like there is a community of people that do this, and that's where I got put on because in Atlanta they do have the biggest major on the East Coast that is Final Round, which I will be attending in March.
Wow.
So you're
And
like
yeah,
at this point you're what like semi-pro, or would you say pro?
I wouldn't say pro, and I'd say I do better than the average. I mean, like 2014, I've almost broken out of pools on a couple of occasions or whatever. I'm not gonna necessarily say, you know, um, semi-pro. I'm approaching it. I would say there are a lot of people that I do know that are. It's kind of hard to say because it's not really semi-pro and pro. It's either like you're just good and then you're pro.
Or
Yeah. So there's
you're
not
good
really much of an in between.
you're there or you're not there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's see. My man Kale says Street Fighter 4. If you weren't part of the first year or so, or had a strong scene with potential players, it's very tough to learn everything necessary to do decent, especially matchups. And you
Mhm.
know what? That is very true because for you to be decent at Street Fighter 4, or if you don't have people that are around you that are very good, like it's going to be very hard for you to become good. Even if you go online, you still face the risk of not really doing as well either.
I
It's,
wholeheartedly agree.
My personal experience with that, I picked up Street Fighter 4 probably a couple months into the game being out, and I was like, yeah, it's a fighting game. I'll hop online, play a couple rounds, and like I'll learn, and then I'll be like decent at it, and then I'll be pro. That's basically how it works, right? And I hopped online, and I was playing as Ryu, and I remember playing Seth, and it was like in like beginner brackets, and I think I almost got perfect. Like the guy like just destroyed me completely. Like I hit him like one time with like a random Hadouken that touched like hit his toe or something. And I just remember after that being like, yeah, I'm probably never gonna play this unless I'm just playing with my friends that are on my level at my house. Like I don't even want to go online because obviously the gap between beginner players and
is
even
huge.
even beginner players that understand the game is so huge that it deters you from even wanting to play, which is unfortunate because I loved Street Fighter on the NES or SNES, and I really wanted to like get into it and get good, and I was like, I'm gonna learn, and I'm gonna get really good at this game, and then it was just like, no, I'm not.
You know what's funny? If it's funny about that is that if you go back and like play Super Street Fighter, like I don't know, like or just Turbo or Championship Edition, whatever, you realize that those games are extremely challenging and they're still like very hard to play. You think that
when
it's like harder. It's harder actually.
It is. When I played
there's very strict frame rate data that you got to adhere to play it correctly. It's like way harder.
Yeah, when I got you the anniversary collection thing, and you were messing around with 3.
Yeah.
And you were showing like the pairings and everything like that. I was like, holy shit, this is so technical.
Yes.
Like,
And you want to know what's crazy? Just learning the most technical stuff like execution and how to do combos. That is the very first thin layer of getting good at fighting games. Everything else after that is all mental, man.
Right.
Like you'll see me out at most of these tournaments and stuff like that with either my iPhone out. I used to walk around with like a notepad and everything like that, and I used to take notes all the time. But basically, it's almost like playing chess, man. Like
I was just about to say that.
It's
very
similar to playing chess.
I remember a while back, Travell told me that Street Fighter is basically like a modern day version of chess. And I think that's definitely a very fair comparison. I mean, I'm probably not the best to speak on this topic just because I don't really understand, like you said, execution and everything, and like just setting up your combos and everything like that. But one thing I do understand is in fighting games is like the mental aspect. Half the time you beat your opponent before the match starts just because you either understand how they play, or you can predict what they're doing, or you can taunt them into doing what you want them to do. So it's really, really interesting to see that aspect of the fighting scene and just like Street Fighter in general.
Right. It's incredible because like when it comes to like me and my experience with Street Fighter, it's always been like literally like me playing on the street. Like it was, I never got the opportunity to like fully like go ahead and like go into any type of tournaments, which I want to start doing. But I actually, like I said, it was always a cultural relevance to me. Street Fighter. I used to play Street Fighter from like the Super NES days. Like that was like super important to me because I had like older people teaching me how to do certain things. So from there, it's always been cultural. Like I said, like I'm with like my family, and we're like playing it, and we got like Wu-Tang Clan playing in the background, and it's like a thing. Like it's something that like it's very culturally important to minorities like coming up playing these things. Like for some reason like there's always
that's what hit us so hard, man. I mean, in Huntington we had laundry mats, we had chicken and ribs, like
arcades around the way that you could play it.
Exactly. They all had cabs, and then it came home on council, and then that's just when all your friends would just come through. That's how me and a lot of my friends know each other to this day is because we were playing games.
Right.
Well, there's times where like even now like I'll be talking to someone about whatever video games in my store, and then we'll get into like Street Fighter or something else. and they'll be like, oh yeah, like I kind of play a bunch of different people on the island, and then I'll be like, oh, do you know Will? And he's like, oh, Will O'Gara, and he's like, yeah, like, and it's like someone like I didn't even know somehow knows you just because the community is so tight knit,
Yeah.
and can kind of, like people that are in the scene just know everybody, and I think that's one of the coolest things because if you look at games like Call of Duty, for example, you don't go and say like, oh yeah, like I play Call of Duty, I'm 10th prestige, I'm so good at the game. Yeah, do you know this person? And be like, who the hell is that? Like, there's no community like that. Whereas with Street Fighter and a lot of these fighting games, since it's a very niche market, it does have this cultural and this community.
It's a very loyal community.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Very loyal community. And the fact that, I mean, like, it took Capcom so long to actually start backing everything. You even have companies like Mad Catz and stuff now that are like actually backing the community, and we have people that are from these companies that I know personally. You know, they're out there, you know, like backing and supporting everything that the community does as of right now, and they put, as of right now, this would be the second or third year that Capcom has probably accumulated or distributed about $1 million into the scene, and that's a lot, you know.
That's a whole lot of money.
Yeah, Sony's even involved now, you know. So now the payouts are starting to get a little bit higher, but you know, I think that's just the product of staying loyal and dedicated to things that you do.
It's good to see that because like Call of Duty blew up real fast after probably Modern Warfare 2, and the money involved with that is huge. And it's like Street Fighter's been out for so long, and the pot isn't as big, but the fans are so much more dedicated and so much more loyal. And
it's also a smaller community though. I mean, like they're like you were saying just before. I mean, like they like you just come out and you're just like, oh, do you know this person or whatever? No, because I play Call of Duty online. You know, like most people don't really play offline and stuff like that. It's really easier to come out and, you know, like even on the island. I mean, like where I got started or whatever. There's one of our, you know, well-known, locations is FNC out in it's out in West Babylon now.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
But I usually do go there a lot when I come home, and you know, we got guys like Li Joe, you know, Moons, most of the, you know, like Kale's in the chat, you know, my guy Big Nasty Kale. And these guys have been, you know, they've been making moves in the scene for a very long time. So people like them, if you are involved in fighting games and you are from Long Island, then you know who those guys are.
Well, I was gonna say I think that like the reason why it's possible that Street Fighter has more of like a cultural relevance and why like it stayed in the test of time and such a loyal fan base is because for one, I think the fans always appreciated the hard work that you had to put in to like play it. Also, there's like a lot of nostalgic value. When did the first game come out? Like '89, I think. Street Fighter 1.
Yeah, came out around like '89. 90.
But then from there, like the game actually grew with his fan base, and like it aged with his fan base in a sense. You have a lot of people that were like at a younger age when it was coming out and got an opportunity to play it at arcades when arcades were like it was its own community as well, because you had a certain people that would go there for certain reasons, and it had a competitive edge. And then from there it went home to like the consoles, and as you were saying, like it has this like real cultural value to a lot of people, and especially because you take like people of color or like minorities that don't have the opportunity to buy a console. They'll go over to their friends' houses and play it. And because of that, you actually have like this bonding sense of this game, and it's something that's always going to stay relevant. It's like it's visual, like you know these characters, they're iconic. So it's I think that it's something that's always going to stand the test of time, and it's always been like moving with age. So you got people in their like late 30s that still play Street Fighter and still love it, you know, late 30s, early 40s. So it's interesting how it's played out in all of the years.
There's still a lot of old heads in the community right now. Still playing. I mean, yeah.
It really is great. Dang. Um, but yeah, I would like to join some. So tell me, Will, like, how did you said that you started in like Long Island trying to get into these sort of leagues. Like, how did you get your foot in the door? Like, what did you do? Like, did you just like start at friends' houses and then your people were like, yo, we're gonna go check out this place and play here? Like, I'm just curious, how did you get into this?
Um, Well, it actually like when I came back from Atlanta, like
Uh-huh.
I went out to like Chinatown Fair before Street Fighter 4
Nope.
ever came out,
Okay.
and they had it in arcades there first. So I
Wow.
started playing there, and I went there maybe about like 3 or 4 times, and then I was also in school with we got my man Haitian Sensation in the chat. I went to school with him. I met Pat Jasmine, and he was essentially the one that really put me on because we were playing Third Strike.
Right. Right.
We were playing Third Strike, and he was just sitting there just dogging me the whole time, and I was just like, all right, so I don't understand where you got this good, but he was just like, yeah, man, I got to play out at a shop or whatever. Like, you need to come out or whatever. And I don't even think he actually even mentioned the shop at first to me, but it was like I think I had played online for like a little while. I met up with Kale, Big Nasty Kale, who's a YouTuber or whatever.
Okay.
And come to find out, he was just like, yeah, like I'm at like I play out at FNC or whatever. And back then, I think it was by Brentwood, something like that. So I started going out there and hanging out with those guys just before I had moved up to New York. Start hanging out with Luca. Reed was coming through.
Oh wow.
Yeah, most of those guys. I actually randomly met Luca one time at GameStop across from the mall,
Oh.
and we were there for Marvel vs. Capcom when it dropped,
Oh.
and then I went over to my man's house. He was like, "Yeah, we're gonna be playing, Marvel vs. Capcom." This motherfucker Luca shows up out of nowhere or whatever. I'm like, "Yo, I seen you at GameStop like maybe a couple of nights before." He's like, "Yeah." So we was just sitting there talking about yipes and everything like that, and that's how me and Luca just like clicked up just like that or whatever. Reed started playing Street Fighter 4,
Wow.
bunch of those guys, and then we started like I know Luca actually goes out to the shop quite often as of now or whatever. They're playing Smash and stuff like that out there.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so that's pretty. I mean, that's generally how I've gotten more of my more of a start in the FGC, man. It's just all about meeting people. I mean, like you can also now it makes it so much easier because there's forums now where you can find, you have like SRK, Shoryuken.com, event hubs and stuff like that, and they make it easy for you to find scenes that are in your area, you know. So I mean, like, there's always something. I mean, like, yo, I even live in Maine now. There wasn't anything when I really came up here. They were just getting started, and we basically took something and created something big out of it. It's not really that big up here, but I mean, like, it has definitely gotten way bigger. We have another group down in Southern Maine that had a 50-man bracket in
Whoa.
Smash,
Damn.
like out of nowhere. Yeah, this is essentially a Smash state, but I mean, like, there are people that do play Street Fighter, and like we do like to travel to tournaments and stuff like that. But if you don't have it in your area, I mean, my suggestion to you is go out and start something because you'll always find somebody that has common interests,
Yeah, you can
just
definitely
like you.
find people that are trying to play.
Well, well, can you tell our listeners like how could you set that up though? Like, where would you do? What would you do? Try to like get, like perhaps maybe like create Facebook groups or like try to like how would you get the word
Exactly,
out that you want to get
just like
people down?
that. It all starts with. I mean, like it all can start with like just a couple friends coming over to the house or whatever, just sessioning every week or whatever. Then it started with like a Facebook group, and people started, just looking through Facebook or whatever, and then, they joined the group. They were just like, hey, we want to come out and play. Then we got a venue. We got a venue at like a hotel, and it had like a little gazebo, outside, like an indoor gazebo, and we held our first tournament from there.
Oh,
After like maybe about like $100, we rented a gazebo and we held our first tournament. I think the first turnout, like the very first turnout, might have been maybe about 20 people or so,
Wow,
you
that's
know.
great.
And we never even knew there were people in the state that wanted to play like that. But they came out, you know, and then we just decided to run with it from there, you
Wow,
know.
that's a
So I
great.
mean, you know, if you really just put your mind to it, you can always start something out of nothing because there are people around that are just as hungry. You can even go down to your local GameStops and just talk to people about stuff. I mean, that's how I met like a lot of people while I was still in New York. You know, I was working at GameStop with Johnny. You know, and we used
Real
to
quick
just
for
shoot
our
the shit
stream,
with people.
if you hear a baby in the background, that's Bailey. You
Yeah,
can't see it.
that's definitely Big Ling.
That's great.
Uh, yeah, but yeah, it's funny. I met Will.
You met me while I was at Best Buy still, right?
Yeah, he was still at Best Buy, and then he started working for us at GameStop. And then, like you said, like I met Reed later on, and I was talking to him, and at one point he was like, "Oh yeah, I play Street Fighter." I was like, "Oh, I had a friend that was really good at Street Fighter. Do you know Will?" He's like, "Yeah, I used to play all the time with Will." So it's like one of those situations where if enough people like something, if one person is just like, "Hey, does anybody want to play?" You could definitely find people that are gonna be interested in playing, and if you consistently do it, like. Weekly or bi-weekly or whatever, you'll definitely be able to build a community of people that will consistently come back and participate in whatever you're doing, whether it's Street Fighter or any other game that you're trying to play. But I always found it interesting how like loyal and dedicated Street Fighter fans are compared to like any other game because if you name drop anybody, like somebody knows them.
Right.
Uh, Even on the island, I really didn't think that the fighting community was that big on the island. I thought it was more like in the city and in Queens and things like that. But Will opened up my eyes to that whole thing, and I saw like how many people were just like diehard, dedicated fans to Street Fighter.
Around that time, yeah, I mean, like around that time, it had been really small, but it had been really small around that time or whatever. But then we started going to, like, well, I mean, like there was always Joe. You had those guys like Joe, Lex, Carlos. All them dudes were out there, but I mean, like Moons, Marvisto, all those guys had just started getting started. Like entering the scene and everything like that. And then they started competing at well, Li Joe had started ECT around there, and that was our major for like it was a Long Island major, but we ran it out in New Jersey. And I think Ryan Mead used to run it in his backyard, like the very first the very first two he ran out of his backyard or whatever. Then we got it into New Jersey, and we had like the Grand Hyatt in Mooresville that we started running it out of, and then that's been a yearly thing, man. And then it became a Capcom Pro Tour,
Wow.
location. Then there was a whole little fiasco with that, but I think they'll be back as a Pro Tour destination this year, hopefully. Let's see. Let's take a look at the chat here. The sauce is boss. Plus, everyone needs to get over their fear of meeting new people and getting bodied. You have to happen to get better. Yeah, exactly, yo.
No,
That's a very big part because if you don't come in with the right mentality, like Johnny, for instance, like he's just like I'm not ever gonna play this,
no,
outside.
that, all right, from my end, I guess I'm a little bit different because I personally wouldn't mind like coming out with you sometime, like if you're on the island and just getting the hands from somebody playing in person because
Yeah.
I would learn. And most times people realize like you're an inexperienced player trying to learn, and instead of talking shit, they'd be like, "Yo, listen, let me teach you some stuff."
This is what you gotta do. Exactly, and
Online,
that's how a lot of the community is.
yeah, and online people are fucking ruthless. They're just like, "Yo,
Yeah.
no
Well,
mercy. Like I don't care. I'm here for the W." So
Yeah.
See, but I think that's where the magic actually came in with like Street Fighter, where like a lot of magic is actually the translation of that magic is lost when it comes to these new age games like Call of Duty. It's grown up so big because you have this level of like anonymity, and you have this like level of like people not getting not having the opportunity to sit right next to the person and be able to teach the person or be able to like mentor the person or be able to just connect and bond on like a personal level, so it's a lot different because Street Fighter was like the core fans were made with those different teams, bonding and like friendship and like being next to the person and like learning something new, and it was the only way. Back then it was like you couldn't look at anything up online. You had to actually kind of try to work through it and figure it out. So it became something about grit as opposed to something about just like easy convenience and like fast wins and tally. It's not tally. Street Fighter has never been tally. Street Fighter has been more about honor. So it's a lot different about how everything translates with the characters and how people have like these allegiances to the series, and it's just a totally different way that it's matured and manifested. So that's why I think it's different between like Street Fighter and like Call of Duty, and why people could talk shit on Call of Duty but not talking shit about Street Fighter the same way.
Yeah.
Real quick, so I mean, with Street Fighter V coming out, I definitely want to hear both of your opinions because I think they hold a little bit more water than mine. And I can't see your stream because I'm not on Twitch right now. But if any of the people in the
I got the chat popped up.
Yeah, so if they have comments on Street Fighter V, if Will wants to read them off, I definitely would love to hear it too. But I don't know if Will wants to start or Terrell wants to start. Like, what are you most looking forward to? What are you excited about? Like, what things do you think they need to improve on? What things do you think they probably shouldn't have done? Like, what's your feel about Street Fighter V overall?
I'm actually excited about Street Fighter V because Street Fighter V, like I'm like really excited about like the balance being introduced into the game in a different way, and I'm excited about also like how like fast paced it seems. How like it's something new. I think that it's going to be something that it's a totally different dynamic of how you could still play the game. There's a lot of elements of the original games, but I still think that like it's great to see how much different it's going to be like down the road. It just seems like they have a lot of stuff stored up, like between like DLC, new characters. Also, the story mode looks incredible. I can't believe that they're actually going to like.
They're actually going down the way of like an actual story mode.
Right, because like as you know, being Street Fighter fans. As a kid, like you've always had to like
play every character,
play each character, put the story together, and actually kind of build your own narrative around that. But this time around, they're giving you like a narrative to find because coming up, you'd always try to figure out like between Ryu and Ken, like who had the most wins. And so you're like, wait, did Ken have the most wins? Did he win the championship? But no, like Ryu beat Ken more. So you gotta like, so you're like arguing with your friends when you're like 10 or 11 years old trying to explain like why Ryu or why Ken is like are just better badasses. Like so it's great you get an opportunity to actually understand the narrative a lot more and you get more of a connection to the characters and so I'm really looking forward to that. That to me sounds like fun.
Just to comment on that, two things that you said. One, I'm really, really happy with how they're doing the DLC.
Yeah, me too.
The fact that they're coming out with a season pass, I understand that's the way that the gaming market is right now. Like, companies need to make money. They need to make more money if they're going to keep the games at the same price point. Right. But the fact that you can unlock everything by just playing the game is awesome. And
that's going to be great. That's going to be great because, I mean, like, I think that's another way. They're starting to go down the road of, like a MOBA, like MOBA's models.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can get it, but if you want to just buy it, buy it. Because for me personally, like, I'm probably going to pick it up and play with like you guys and just try to learn and get better. And I'm probably not going to go and have enough time to unlock everything. So I'll spend the $24 and buy the season pass. But
the season pass is, that'll clear up everything, man.
And then, but for like someone like Will or even Terrell that might have more time and might be more dedicated, they can just unlock everything and they don't have to spend the $24 to get the season pass. And I think that's a really, really great addition and a great way to do the season pass. So I definitely commend Capcom on choosing that route over the like, oh, you want these characters? Well, here's Super Street Fighter Alpha, great like Omega edition. Like
that's actually been their of course their trend. That's why I'm really surprised. I'm really proud of them because like that also not only is
they're getting rid of all the iterations.
Yeah, all the different iterations. It gives like everyone an opportunity to like try something new, and it gives these new people like an opportunity to like play with new characters or like just buy a season pass and like get their hands on everything and they get a chance to like learn who or what character and what ways that they can like a character. Like it's like really really great. Like they've utilized, like you said, John, they utilized something that's like a standard for video games nowadays, which is season pass, and utilize it in a really refreshing and effective way. I'm like really proud of them for that. That's great.
Yeah. And then the second point, them having an actual story, I think, is so amazing because like I said, like I've never actually like been super into the actual game because I never was that great at it.
You want to know something that's crazy? Like I've been playing the game for a long time. I really don't know very much about the story itself.
Thing, like I've watched more of the animated movies and stuff on Netflix and whatnot than I've actually played the game. So like I know like more about Ryu's backstory and Akuma's history and everything like that. And it's really cool to see a game that's gonna like. I mean, for you guys, it doesn't really matter because it's a different. I mean, it does because you love the characters, but at the same time, it's more about playing the game. But for someone that might just be trying to jump into the Street Fighter series for the first time, it's cool that they're going to be able to understand the characters and know where they're coming from. And a lot of the new characters, obviously, are going to have their own backstory that I'm interested in finding out about.
That's going to be interesting as well.
So
I mean, like my boy says, you know, like he says the story is ass, but you know. Most of the time, you know, like the pros don't care because they're not really going into, you know, like story mode or anything. Most will sit down and play it, and I'll probably sit down and spend some time because it's another aspect of the game. It's just that, you know, like with so many iterations of Street Fighter 4 that came out, I played through vanilla Street Fighter 4 and got most of the story. But there were characters that I didn't care for playing, so I didn't bother. And even back then, you had to unlock other characters by playing the story mode. So it's just like you're kind of forced into it a little bit. But now it's just like if that's what you choose to do, then you go that way or whatever. But other than that, you know, most people will play it for the story. Most won't. You know, I do think that that's another thing that I'm kind of looking forward to with, you know, Street Fighter 5 or whatever. More or less, what I'm looking forward to is that it's actually a fresh new game. You know, Street Fighter 4 has been out for about 8 years now.
Yeah, about 8 years.
8 years. Right. So this is a new breath of fresh air. And I've been playing Street Fighter 5 over the past couple of months, like consistently. And it's been, you know, like to me, it's almost like taking a bite out of a, you know, peppermint patty, and it's very refreshing. So I'm looking forward to, you know, the character selection is not bad at all. You know, like I'm actually playing Bison and Vega right now. I did want to pick up Karen, but she's starting to become a real bandwagonish character, and I kind of shy. I mean, like I kind of tend to shy away from those kind of characters.
Agreed. Yeah.
But I am looking for a very technical. I'm looking for a more technical character, and I think I'm getting more of that from Vega as of right now. There is a lot of balance in this game because I think that mostly any character could win right now. You know, like there are some really good characters. I think that Karen is actually very strong. She has very strong normals, and you know she does have a bit of a gimmick, but it's not anything that you need to rely on. I think that Vega is really solid right now. I still, and as people do think, like Bison as of right now, people don't really think very much of him. He's saying Bison and Vega will be on that bandwagon. I don't really think Bison right now because he did receive some nerfs and everybody is just like, oh, Bison is so bad. I personally still think that Bison is really strong. I think he's really strong.
I think he's, definitely.
I think he's really strong. I think Zangief is strong. Dalsim is going to be strong. Laura right now, and Laura and Nash right now are probably the best in the game.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah, they've given Nash a few couple of things, and I mean the fact that he could just follow behind fireballs. You know, Nash, Birdie is mad cheap. Birdie has so much damage. He does so much damage right now.
He's always been that though. Since Alpha, he's been on that. He's been like super powerful.
Yeah, but I mean, like he's kind of like there when you're doing like 75% combos and shit like that. There was, I think, at one part of the beta there was like a 91% damage combo at one point in time.
Wow.
But I
That's
mean, like
what
things
that's
like
the
that
one
are
thing I
starting to get
appreciate about Capcom. They like nerf and patch like more than anyone else because the community.
no. NRS nerfs and patches more than any.
Okay.
Capcom is fair because they'll let a game go through its lifespan until they decide like, hey, all right, this is a little too cheap. We need to change this. It might take maybe a couple months or so, but there's always like a hot fix for it.
Right, and it's
NRS on
like
the other hand, Mortal Kombat to me is almost going to shit because it's just like we get a game and we patch the living shit out of it almost after every single major tournament. And it's just like, yo, I haven't even found a workaround for this character, and you are already like, I am used to being in arcades where there aren't patches and stuff like that.
yeah.
If there was some really cheap shit, we had to deal with it or find a way around it, you know,
I
or just
agree.
keep getting blown
That's
up by it.
that takes technical skill and understanding
Yeah.
your character. That's really what it comes down to, and understanding like their shortcomings and understand their like strengths and weaknesses and being able to work with them. And that to me like is so important about Street Fighter. Like, all right, well, it's like that I think that also goes back to the original Marvel versus Capcom and like why Marvel versus Capcom. In my opinion, like Street Fighter is of course the pinnacle of arcade games. Of course, I think that's without saying. But I think the best arcade game of all time is Marvel vs. Capcom 1. I think it's the best. I think 2 could be argued as well, but I think that maybe like 1 is probably best because
Oh no,
you have
two for sure. Two for sure is probably the best, but it is the most broken.
right, it's the
Oh,
most broken though. Right, that's what I'm saying. Right, I think 1 is the most like
You're gonna
balanced.
get people in your stream a little annoyed. I know that me and you have this argument all the time. I'm a big Naruto fan, straight up. The manga, the anime, and the video games. Um, and I know that Will wouldn't necessarily consider Naruto even to be a fighting game. I think the best way to describe it, it's basically like if you took a fighting game and skipped the technical aspect of it and moved right to the mental. There is technical aspects to the game that you need to learn, and if you learn them, it makes you a better player. But it's more about knowing your opponent, knowing what to do in every situation, and dealing with those situations. But the biggest thing in Naruto is there's broken ass characters in the game, like to the point that it makes you want to turn it off. And good players learn how to deal with those characters. I mean, I don't know if this is going to matter to any of you, but Datara, for example, he's a character where you can basically spam these explosive clay birds. So he sits in the distance and just like nonstop just throws these fucking exploding things at you. And when he first came out, people were online just like spamming him and like you couldn't beat him. It was so hard to
do
beat.
something about this. Do something about this.
Yeah, exactly.
Do something about this character. Basically all day.
Yeah,
That's
and
how
then eventually, like, good players were like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna go to the lab real quick, I'm gonna figure this out. And if we learned that if you just, like, rush him and pressure the player, it's really, really hard to counter, and data are usually just, like, crumbled. And there's definitely the same aspect in Street Fighter, so I can understand where you're coming from when you're used to trying to adapt to a situation and all of a sudden you go to like a competitive tournament and they've already nerfed all these things and it completely like throws off your gameplay or whatever else. I'm hoping that in 5 it's not the same story, but I mean you would know better than I would when it comes
Yeah, I
to.
mean, like, they're making it a lot easier for them to like patch the game. But as far as any characters being broken right now, I don't think so. I mean, like, everything is very balanced right now.
Wow.
And this game has to be gold as of right now. So I'm feeling like this is probably gonna be the last week this is the last week that we'll see a beta. Yo,
Yeah, is
Jason,
it?
what's happening, man? Good to see you out here. This is the last week that we're getting a beta for this. And I think the game it's probably gold already. Usually at the end of it, like they usually have a month before the game goes out before it's
Yeah.
um before it's fucking gold. So um I don't know. I mean, like I think that everything is balanced right now. I was thinking that the game was missing a little something, in the beginning because it's just I mean, like I guess I do feel like it needed another element, but the thing is that there's so much meta game to the actual, you know, there's so much meta to the actual game that I don't really think it needs anything because it's like everybody has there's so many different mechanics to it, but it's for each individual character.
Right.
So Ryu has parry.
That's right.
Like Bison and Nash, they have parries and stuff like that. Other characters get V triggers that do ridiculous things, like Chun Li gets multi hits. There's all kinds of stuff.
That
But
sounds
I
like
mean, like,
Alpha 3. That sounds like Xism, Aism,
yes.
and like Vism. That's what it sounds all like, and I'm with that though. That's
Terrence,
cool.
what's happening, man? Thanks for coming out last night, Terrence. By the way, it's good seeing you out at these weeklies, man. So, yeah, there's a multitude of things that are gonna keep the game pretty fresh, and I guess at this point in time, like I guess like playing it for so long, some of the betas or whatever, because there was limited options and stuff like that. You were only playing like random people, and I wasn't playing against people that I always like just wanted to keep going in on or whatever. It kind of got a little boring after a while and uninteresting. But I mean, like it's not the final product by any means.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think that there's gonna be so much. I think within the game they're gonna like keep you up to date on like the Capcom Pro Tour and everything like that as well. You know, it would be really nice if you could download ghost data like you could in Tekken. You take a player's ghost data and play, and the computer would play exactly the way that they would figure out their movements, whether they're dropping combos and whatnot and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And you would be able to play just like, you'd be able to play a computer that plays just like a person that that's a consistent
Like
training partner.
you're bringing that back. Like Ghost Data. Ghost Data hasn't been around since what, like PlayStation 1 days?
No,
Like,
no, no, no. Tekken,
Tekken, right?
Tekken Tag 2.
Right. Tekken Tag 2 had it actually. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you're right. But that brings me back, man.
I think maybe even Tekken 6 had it as well.
Did it really? I actually,
Yeah.
I have a rule. I don't know if I'm right about it, but I just think that when Tekken games, all the odd Tekkens were the greatest ones. Like Tekken 1, Tekken 3, Tekken 5. They're all like incredible. But like when it comes to like the even ones, I'm kind of wishy-washy on the even ones. I don't really love them. That's why I kind of missed. I skipped over 6. I'm waiting for 7.
I like Tekken Tag 2 better than
Tekken Tag is
Tekken.
awesome. Oh, I like
Tekken Tag 2. Tekken Tag 2, in my opinion, is the best Tekken that's been out.
Interesting.
Next to Tekken, I mean, maybe next to Tekken 5, because Tekken 5 was really good.
It was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, but Tekken Tag 2, I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air about Tekken 7 because I think it's becoming like they're starting to dumb it down a little bit, but I don't know. It's like I mean like we'll see when it comes out. Tekken 7 is shaping up it's looking pretty beautiful actually.
Yeah, it looks dope.
Yeah.
I hope for it.
I think we just need a re-release of Soul Calibur 2.
Agreed. Nah, I wholeheartedly agree with you with that. Soul Calibur 2 is
Soul
nice.
Calibur.
Soul Calibur 2 is the best Soul Calibur. Every Soul Calibur that has come out after that is
No,
pretty much ass.
There's no argument. Like,
Right.
if anybody had said anything other than Soul Calibur 2, I'd just be like, yo, listen, we're done talking.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think we're going to see that. But
You never
Yeah.
know. Though.
that's, going back to, like, the gaming industry, those are those things that I just don't understand. And maybe it's just, like, politics. But you have a game that, like, can, for example, Need for Speed Underground, the
so
series,
good.
those Underground 1 and 2,
Mm-hmm.
they're overall by the Need for Speed community, they will all agree those are like the two best games that ever came out for Need for Speed.
Yeah.
No HD, no remake, no nothing.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 2, pretty much all around in agreement that it was like the best Soul Calibur. Not a word on that. Even if you want to go to Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 1.
Ooh, actually, 4. Modern Warfare 4.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Modern Warfare, well, Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah, and then Modern Warfare 2, like, best games, but no remake. Like, but then we get, like, Devil May Cry, Definitive Edition. Like,
Yeah.
what?
I know.
I don't know who's making the decisions. I don't get why games that would sell don't sell or don't get remade.
I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why we
Madden
have
2004.
DMC.
Wait, real quick. Madden 2004. That was with Michael Vick on the cover.
Yes.
Yo, can we talk about the most broken? Like, he's not a character, but the most broken thing ever in a game was Michael Vick.
Yeah, Michael Vick. But that's the year that Michael Vick was like insanely fucking good.
Yeah.
Nobody was touching Michael Vick.
No.
But
Michael
like
Vick would not see an open
uh,
wide receiver, and this motherfucker's running the ball, son. He's running past everybody.
Yo, my brother used to do the same play over and over again, where he would circle out to the right and then run around and then run straight up down the left. You couldn't do anything about it. Like, he would just run past everyone, and that was just the game. Like, you might as well just stop playing. But yeah, Michael Vick was incredibly broken in that game. But I would play Madden 04 again on Xbox One if I had the option of PS4.
Yeah,
Tekken Ball, yeah, I would definitely play Tekken Ball. I'm looking at your
Tekken 4?
No, Tecmo Ball.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Super Tecmo. Oh, yeah. Super Tecmo Bowl?
You about to get mad.
That was a joint back in the day.
Tekken 4. Like, what the? We need to stop.
Tekken 4 was trash.
It was garbage.
Sold that.
3 was I really enjoyed 3.
Tekken 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tekken 3 was Tekken 3. I think is arguably Tekken 3 next to 4, next to 5. Excuse me, next to 5 is probably like the best. I don't know. It's just the best. I wish they could do an HD remix for 3. Like an HD remake for 3, it would be great. But it won't have the same appeal.
No, actually, I don't know if that's true because I was playing Soul Edge the other day on Dreamcast, and I was playing I think Dead or Alive also, and
I play a lot of Dead or Alive actually still.
And they held up on Dreamcast. Like, obviously it's not Xbox One graphics, but in terms of just gameplay and basic graphics, like, I was fine with it. So like I don't even need like an extreme HD remake like or redo or
What
whatever.
you're looking for, my friend, is an emulator. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
those emulators actually upscale those graphics on games beyond belief. Like, I have what is it? The Nintendo 64 the N64 emulator. I can't think of the name of it, but it like upscales it like.
Yeah, because
like Zelda looks ridiculous. It looks like the new. It looks like the new HD. The new one that came out for
Wii U
for the 3DS.
Oh,
it looks just as good. It looks just as good. It's so good.
Well, you're playing on PC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you get all those options, but in terms of consoles, like I think there's like coding issues and whatever else. Which at the end of the day, they can probably make it work. But
well, I mean, like we'll see a lot of titles from PS2 pop up on PS4 because they put an emulator in the PS4 now.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, there is PS2 titles that are on the PSN network, PlayStation Store that you could download.
I
check out and see.
Or talks about that initially when they first released that, but they still don't have backwards compatibility, right?
No. Not as of right now. I think Xbox is the only one that does have backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
Xbox is, yeah.
The Xbox backwards compatibility might as well not even exist. They have, like, the only game worth playing is, like, Rainbow Six 1 and 2 and, like, Portal 2. Everything else is, like, the most trash game. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not playing the Perfect Dark remake that you came out with in 2000. But, I mean, I think that if PlayStation 4 had a backwards compatibility added on, it would be awesome because there'd be so many games that I would want to play. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the place. I mean, yeah, if they did something for like the PlayStation 2 or 3, all the backwards compatibility for like the PlayStation 2 or 3 it would be perfect. Like those are like arguably the PS2 is like the best. It's not arguably it's the best selling console of all time. But it's
PS2,
some of the richest games, huh?
PS2, right?
Yeah, the PS2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has some of the richest games ever made. We got so many great games out of that era of gaming. It was like a renaissance.
It was like that was basically like our childhood too.
It was. It was like well.
But the experience was so much better.
I think the PS2 was more so of our teenage years.
Yeah, it definitely was.
A lot of awesome shit. The PS2 was like a lot of dope shit we got in the PS2 time. But I don't know. I just wish that they would kind of tap into that because there's so much that you could do with those games and there's so many.
PS2 was Bay.
Was good.
PS2 was Bay.
It was Bay.
PS2 was
Bay. But I'm like I still want them to do like I've never played it, but I like that. But I still want them to do like a Crash Bandicoot because if they do like a Crash Bandicoot, like everyone will play that shit. Like I can get my girlfriend to start playing video games again because Crash Bandicoot was her shit.
Really surprising. Like you have like the Lego games.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't really have like a Crash Bandicoot anymore, and
right.
There's still a market for it. Like people come in and ask for games like that, and I'm like, get a PS3. Like
yeah.
You better get Lego fucking Rock Band or something.
I'm saying, like Lego Marvel Ultimate. Like I don't.
I mean, there's no games nowadays with that like 2D scale of like the 2D scale of like open world format almost like or just moving around like a linear story.
Like a really good like old school platformer or something like that. Like
there's nothing
like
that.
Even Spyro the Dragon when that game first came out, like that was amazing.
Right. Or we could talk about Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper was so dope.
Oh, Sly Cooper was so good.
So dope. That's what I'm saying. Like, but they're not like messing with that anymore for some reason. You know, like I'm sure I have high hopes of Mighty Number 9, but I don't know what's good with that. It just got pushed back again. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's up.
But you also have the Mega Man Legacy.
Yeah, which is gorgeous.
You got 6 Mega Man games, which kind of pissed me off because it's like, everybody wants to play Mega Man 10, like or Mega Man X. Like,
well, we got X8. We got X8 coming out.
Word?
Yes.
I want 8 and I want to play 8 and I want to play X. I'll play 10. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
I think
crazy.
Nowadays need to play games like that. Games that didn't like baby you all the way through, and you learned by playing it, and it was challenging, and you felt rewarded at the end. And it's not as incredibly difficult as Dark Souls, which
but it's not as intricate, and it's not as like it's still like hard. It's just not as like intricate and like
it's not
as immersive in a sense. Yeah. You know, you could technically think about it, but not have to like really think about like all of the different details of it. You just technically can be like, for instance, like I just got the Wii U and I've been playing Super Mario World. That shit is I got to a point that I'm like, this shit is dumb fucking hard. I don't even understand how I used to play this shit when I was a kid and think it was easy.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, hard. There's parts of it's hard.
You didn't get Mario Maker, did you?
I still have to buy that. I still want to get Smash. I gotta get Smash this weekend. I'm gonna get Smash soon.
Shit that people have made with the Mario Maker, it's just like,
oh my god, I've seen some of that shit.
Becomes so difficult, and how do these people even think of these things? Like, there's videos that I've seen where like you have to time it perfectly so that like you throw a turtle shell, another turtle shell falls, you jump off that
and
turtle
then you have
shell,
to jump off. Yeah.
You gotta spin, catch one, land, jump off that one. Like I'm like.
You know what that is? You know what that is? That's motherfuckers playing I Want to Be the Guy. If you've ever heard of that, like that game is ridiculous.
Word.
I Want to Be the Guy. It is probably the craziest platform I've ever seen in my life.
Yo, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna like get my charger.
Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking with I have a older gentleman that comes in. He's like 70-something, and he's a gamer, like hardcore gamer. This guy traded in pretty much his entire collection of Xbox 360 games, and got like $2,000, maybe like $2,500. And I mean, I know what everybody's gonna say about that. I mean, it's GameStop. I can't do anything about it. Um, but he traded in his whole 360 collection, and he came in. I haven't seen him in a couple of months or so. And he came in the other day, yesterday actually, and he was talking to me, and he's just like, I don't know what it is. Like, I have all these games. He bought almost every single Xbox One game that's come out so far. And he's like, I have all these games, and I just don't play them anymore. Like, I have games still in the wrapper that I just don't have any desire to play. Like, I just feel like it's not fun anymore. Like, I just want to play Uno.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually downloaded Uno on Xbox 360, and I found myself sitting there for days on end just playing fucking Uno. I was like, why am I playing Uno?
Yo, Travell, you remember when you downloaded Pac-Man on your PS3?
Yeah.
I stayed playing that shit for like 3 weeks straight, like nonstop doing the time trials. And I was talking to him about it, and I'm just like, I don't know what it is about the gaming industry anymore that like games are just not fun.
No.
I'm sorry, like games
They're
are
not. Like,
don't get me wrong.
No.
Like I have a good time playing a lot of games, and I enjoy the competitive aspect of a lot of games. But at the end of the day, I usually don't get up and be like, "Wow, I had a really good time playing it." Usually get up and be like, "Yo, fuck, Big Mama number 3 for fucking killing me 16 fucking times. Like I don't even want to fucking play this game anymore." And you get so frustrated with the games half the time, and you just don't leave with like that, like, oh, that was a really really fun game. And so
I agree with you.
unless you're playing like an indie game where, like, for example, Resogun on the PS4. Oh my god, that game is amazing.
Word? I gotta check it out.
Yeah, it's just like a Galga type starship shooter.
Word? Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Check it out.
Well, the thing is like games nowadays, they're not. What made things so rich back in the day is that there was so much simplicity. There's simplicity. Look at a game like Flappy Bird. Yo, there's not very much to it. You're just sitting there tapping on the screen and making a bird go through pipes. When the bird dies, it restarts again, and it's just like, oh shit, I feel the need that I have to beat this score that I just got because I feel like I could do way better than that, Yeah. And it just immediately starts right over again.
One of the last games that I was like really honestly it really impressed. It was an indie game, of course, but it was simple. It was Sound Shapes. Have you guys heard of that game?
No.
It's incredible. I highly suggest downloading it on the PS4 store, the network. Just download that shit. It's like incorporates a lot of sound and music actually, but it's all like simple. It's like you jump on certain shapes and squares in order to like progress through the level. But each time you like jump on certain shapes and squares within the level, you get a different note from a different song. And as you move forward, you can die in certain places, of course. But your little tiny ball, it's like these big fluorescent colors. It's beautiful pastels. But all of the music is moving around and moving the shapes according to what you're doing. So it's like really cool, really intuitive, very quick. It's awesome. It's like really, really a great game to like. If you ever want to like try something, it doesn't require a lot of thought. Yeah. It's fun. There's a lot of great music. Like Deadmau5, he did some music in it. It's like incredible. Like I highly suggest checking it out.
Yeah, I gotta start playing more indie games. Like even games Super Meat Boy. Like
right.
I actually have that. I actually have Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy is awesome. Yo, Limbo.
Limbo is still.
I have Limbo as well too.
Time to play Limbo. And then
you remember I was playing Limbo years ago when you were coming over?
When I saw you playing it, it was like the second to last level or the last level, so I really didn't get to see most of the game. And at that point, Reed had already told me like I have to play this game. It's awesome. Yeah. Like last year, Microsoft gave it away for free for having Xbox Live or whatever it was, and I downloaded it and I was like, let me play through it. God, that game was good. It's incredibly dark, but it's so good.
It is really good.
And I played it in a day. Like I beat it in one day, but it made me realize that like it's not like I've grown out of gaming or I don't really like playing games or I don't have the time anymore. It's that the games that come out really don't appeal to like the old
They
school
don't
gamers,
grab your
I guess.
attention anymore.
What was that?
They don't really grab your attention anymore.
Yeah,
I think
they
the
don't
last game
really.
that
They
had me
don't.
like addicted was Halo 3, and I know it's a shooter, but like Halo 3 really did it for me. And I thought that maybe like again, like I was looking like at myself as a gamer, and I was like maybe I just work too much, maybe I just don't have enough time. But then they came out with the Master Chief Collection,
Hmm.
and I played Halo 3, and I got the same feeling again. I was like, yo, it's not me. I'm still addicted to games.
Mhm.
They just haven't made games the way they used to make them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
don't.
Definitely not.
And I'm
I,
hoping we see a shift in the next few years.
I think. But I was gonna say, like, I think that's basically because like games nowadays are like so they're basically run on like just revenue and money and like
Yeah.
trying to get because you know like a lot of indie games actually just you know you get a lot of these dudes that can create these things in their own homes and they're just like doing stuff that they truly love and they want to like move along with it and try to see what they can do and try to see what they can tie ode to. You know, but nowadays, you know, like with the big AAA developers, they're like, let's make these grand scale games, try to get all of this money, build a DC and
Look at
DLC,
Battlefront.
like build involve new players.
I think Battlefront is like the best example of what's wrong with
Mm-hmm.
the gaming industry. DICE did an amazing job with the game, and like people can disagree with me and say whatever they want. I played Battlefront. I'm sorry, I said Battlefield before. I meant Battlefront. Um, Battlefront itself, the gameplay is balanced. It stays true to the Star Wars franchise. It's not the same as Battlefront 2, but it's still got the same feels. And overall, like I had a great time playing it. When it first came out, I was playing it like nonstop for hours. But then I got bored of it, and the reason I got bored was because there was absolutely like no customization in it, and you were very limited to what you can change in it and what you can do in it. And it wasn't DICE that did that. It's EA that took out
Right.
the majority of the content and put it into a $50 season pass. And I
Right.
think that's the biggest problem. If you make a game that is good, I will buy your stuff that you come out with later on because I want
Agreed.
to play more.
Right.
But you're gonna make a game and give me nothing and say like, oh, you're gonna buy this because you have nothing
You
and
gotta
you want
buy
to play it?
this now.
Like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go play Super Meat Boy. like,
Right.
That name is ridiculous. Super.
I had to go with that, but like, yeah, I'd rather go and play something else than drop $50 because you're forcing me to.
Uh-huh.
Whereas, like, when we go back to Street Fighter, like, I'm glad to drop $24 on a season pass because you gave me the option to either unlock it or buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Agreed. I think the last game.
I gotta check to see if my stick is here yet. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
I just want to say, like, I agree with the Sauce's boss. It definitely does have to do with instant gratification. If you look at, like, I mean, I work at GameStop, and I see it all the time. Kids want things, and they want it now. Nobody wants to work for anything, especially in video games. They just want, like, I want to have all the best stuff right away. I don't want to have to work for it. No. I just want to unlock it. And I guarantee
that's the Call of Duty era of games.
yeah. And if they let people go to like 10th Prestige by paying $100, the majority of kids would pay $100 to get 10th Prestige because they don't give a shit about actually doing the work. They just want to say that they're 10th Prestige, and it's the biggest problem with gaming. Like people need to learn to like work for the things in the actual game. Like just like in Zelda, like when you beat the game and then you got the Master's Quest afterwards, that was even harder. Like kids back then loved it. It was like I can't wait to like beat it so I can get all this other stuff that I know is in the game. But nowadays everyone's just like, oh, I can't wait to pay so I can say that I have all this cool stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
I can't wait to pay for this.
I think the last AAA game that got it right when it came to this type of stuff is the whole balance of like trying to introduce new players, but also like having players like play for shit if they want to. With Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid 5 was like while it tied to a larger universe, of course, it had its own isolated story. The gameplay was like fantastic. So whomever's playing it for the first time or playing it for the umpteenth time because they played the rest of the series loves it because it like really caters to all of those different things. And then on top of that, if you want to buy the DLC and like get a more of immersed opportunity to get involved with the game, you can buy the DLC. You could do this, you could do that, and it becomes more of like a huge process. But you can play online without the DLC if you want to.
Yeah.
But in order to build your base or do this, do that, you have to like put the money in if you want to dedicate yourself to it. I think if you could if you get the option to dedicate yourself to it, I think that's going to be the biggest drawing when it comes to like spending money on DLC. Like, all right, I would like to dedicate myself to this, and I have an option to do it otherwise, but I would like to dedicate myself to something like this because this is how much I love it. Like, I think AAA and designers do not understand like the immense love that like players have for certain series, like Street Fighter. Like, they get it.
One company that I have to say has definitely gotten it right is Rockstar.
Rockstar has gotten it right.
Yeah.
Done with Grand Theft Auto. First off, Grand Theft Auto Online is probably one of the most impressive things I've seen in gaming in the last probably like 4 or 5 years. I think what they've done with the online community and what they've done with the game in general has been like so huge. And then on top of that, like there's been no other series that's been able to really master microtransactions.
Right.
And like Call of Duty, for example, Black Ops 3 has all like this new currency system that you can buy things for and whatever else. I really don't even understand it because I think it's a waste of time and I don't think anybody's actually utilizing it. But Grand Theft Auto with their shark cards and their currency system, they nailed it. I have people coming in non-stop like, hey, can I go and get like a $20 shark card thing for $750,000 in Grand Theft Auto currency, whatever it is. And like it's a reoccurring thing. Like people constantly dropping stuff because they want to buy like new cars and whatever else. And you can earn this money in the actual game, which is the cool thing. It just takes so much longer that it just makes sense to buy the currency. And I think for me, it's like as long as there's the option to earn that currency as opposed to being forced to buy it, I'm okay with it. And I think that Grand Theft Auto has definitely gotten it right because they offer great content and they say like, hey, yeah, if you want to work,
that's LTG.
What?
No, that is definitely not LTG. Low tier god.
You're looking at the.
I think someone's asking if I'm low tier god. That is definitely not low tier god.
All right.
So my question is what are the plans for NFFB in 2016? Because it is a brand new year, a brand new. Let me not go there. Yeah.
So, I don't really plan that much. To be completely honest, I like to just adapt. But yeah, we took a good year off. After Naruto ended, that was our bread and butter, really. Like, we reviewed the chapters every week. I think that we had great, in-depth conversations about the manga. But at the end of the day, I'm a gamer. I love anime. I love manga. I love comics. So I guess I'm a nerd all around. And the channel really hasn't had all of the content that it could have. I think for 2016, we're looking to just expand a little bit more into different areas in terms of comics, manga. Like this video is a perfect example. Like just talking about Street Fighter, talking about video games, and I'm really hoping to do a lot more giveaways and bigger giveaways down the road. Like to be completely honest, I would love to give away a Chun-Li stick. I don't want to make any promises, but I definitely want to.
I'm actually surprised. I'm actually really surprised with a lot of stuff that we got as of now, like the Call of Duty. Like I actually haven't given that away yet because I just finished getting moved into my new place and everything like that. We just moved here, I think around like the middle of last month. Took me a little while to get everything situated. I also didn't have a stick or anything like that, so I didn't really have much of anything to really stream off of. I had a capture card that I was using for the PS4 that I don't have anymore, so now I actually have to stream right from the PS4, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So I kind of wanted to get myself situated with another capture card. I got another stick on the way. It should be here in any minute now. And a couple more things, and then I will be going back to the tentative schedule. I know with Street Fighter Five, I will be streaming consistently you know, uh, for like the next couple of months, and I will also be attending a couple of tournaments. I will be going to final round in March, and then I'm gonna pack up and go to Evo in
Yeah,
July.
I
Bring the
mean, well, to go back to your question, working with you especially, I think we're gonna get to see a different channel. It's not gonna just be us like doing reviews. I would love to get some footage from Evo and just what you're doing on your end and what you're doing with your Twitch channel. Um, and honestly, like I have things that I can give away in terms of video games and whatnot. I'd love to do more giveaways for the channel as well as your Twitch channel. Um,
Jason says thank you guys for the Madden giveaway.
yeah,
He did win. He won our first giveaway, as a matter of fact. Yeah. And
yeah, and
Jay has been around. Jay has been around me for a while, man. That guy is helping out with everything as far as, like going out to tournaments and stuff. He's held me down on a couple of, DLCs and stuff like that. So I'm
but
glad he was actually able to get something out of one of these giveaways.
I will say I will definitely be doing, or we will definitely be doing a Naruto giveaway.
Mm.
Um, we're definitely going to give away a copy of either Xbox One or PS4 for the new Naruto game, and we're definitely doing a Street Fighter giveaway, whether digital or physical, a physical copy of Street Fighter. Um, we're definitely going to do that down the road. Whether we get like more interest in the channel and the Twitch channel, will I guess determine whether we do like a big giveaway, like a fight stick, for example.
Yeah.
But I mean, all that stuff's definitely not out of the question because with the interest, we'll bring like the prizes and the giveaways and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. There's probably gonna be a couple of games that I will be into this year. Like I know that like you guys already got me beta keys for the Division. I will be playing the Division.
Yeah, we're definitely
Um
gonna go in on that.
Street Fighter 5 obviously, and I will be playing Dark Souls 3 when it comes out.
Mm.
I will be playing Dark Souls.
I'm actually looking forward. I'm also looking forward to Uncharted too. Uncharted.
Yeah, I might get into Uncharted as well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's going to be really, really, really great, especially with like the whole way that they've been doing. Did you guys hear about how they're going to like they've introduced like this element of how you could it's kind of like choice based in a sense. Like depending on whatever happens in like a scene, you could like choose whatever things. What you have like a choice of things you could tell each character, and it kind of like changes the whole like
So
changes
will
the
the
whole
story
trajectory of the game. Huh?
end? Will
It's like choice based.
differ?
What was that?
Will the ending differ?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't I can't I'm not going to say that it will. I'm not sure, but I know that it is choice based in certain aspects, so it changes the trajectory of things. So you can make a choice depending on whomever you're speaking with,
Hmm.
and it will change. It would actually just make the experience a little bit different or even better. Like so, I saw somewhere that when Nate's talking to his older brother about something, he'll ask you like what you've been up to, and you can either give him an answer of just like, oh, just nothing, or you can give him an answer based on like the shit that you've experienced in the prior three games, and it changes his response and it changes how you're going to play the next part of the scene. So
Mm.
like shit like that happens. So I'm like really interested in that, which is a whole new element and dynamic for Uncharted. Like I'm really really looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to the online. The online is always pretty solid for Uncharted.
Yeah, they definitely have a cool
Yeah.
online.
Mm.
I have a question for the people that are, I guess, on Twitch right now. What do you guys want to see from NFFB, and what do you guys want to see from like Will, like in terms of giveaways, in terms of just content? Um, like, what are you hoping to get out of it? I'll wait for you guys to like write something.
Yeah, we got like the 30-second delay. Then we'll start seeing everything pop up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just sit here and wait.
I mean, I guess we could talk about any other games. I mean, I definitely got to play the beta for the Division right now.
Me too. I didn't
Yeah,
even know it was
when
out.
that's tomorrow, right?
How can you access it?
Yeah, I just got an email at work the other day about. I actually had the alpha code that I could have played and I didn't. So shame on me.
You know what? The thing is like I got the code and then I got something from UPlay, and I forgot that I had my UPlay account linked to like another email address that I don't have access to anymore. So now I'm kind of like, I probably have to call them, and they're probably just gonna give me they're probably just gonna give me like a redeem key or some shit like that.
Oh, for the Uplay thing?
Yeah,
I mean, I can definitely get you another code.
yeah.
Like,
No,
Well,
because what it was is you have to actually register on UPlay or whatever, and then they.
yeah, that's right. You have to like
So I
log
mean
in.
that email. So that email address has that. It has that beta key, and I can't get to it right now. So I gotta call them and whatever, and just tell them like, yo, I need to change my email address, or just give me another beta key or some shit like that. I don't know.
well, like, how do you guys get the beta access for?
If you pre-order it, it prints
Oh,
out.
You do pre-order.
yeah, I might just pre-order it then. I should pre-order it. I wanted it anyway.
Yeah, most of the times it's just easier to go with Amazon, because Amazon doesn't charge you until it ships out. And pre-orders now, I think on Amazon are like what, 20% off,
What?
25% off all pre-orders. Some
Yo,
crazy shit.
if you're looking out for that, I didn't even know that. See, I'm gonna start. Because I like to. The thing is, like, I'm getting kind of weary of like going to like GameStop. The only GameStop I actually go to is actually John's.
Yeah.
That's the only one I go to. So I want to support him because I like the work he's doing and I like his store. But otherwise, I think I might start buying online
Are
for
you
a lot
still
of.
are you still out in Copeg?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. That was the new one that they opened up
Yeah,
when
back like 4 years.
when that me, you, and Vinny
Yeah,
helped open up, right? Yeah.
it's funny how like it came full circle. Like I opened that one up and then ended up managing that one, which is cool. But yeah,
I
I'm
definitely remember those days, and we were doing that like in the snow as well too. Like it was definitely, it might have been a snowstorm at that time, because I
I'm
remember.
really surprised because GameStop doesn't ever tell us to close. And like for this last snowstorm that we had,
Yeah, you guys close?
yeah, we closed after I drove to work at 8 o'clock and stayed there
Oh,
for 2.5 hours. My car got stuck twice, and I had to get pulled out by some guy. And then there was a conference call at 10:30, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, it's getting bad. Go home." And I was just like, "Oh, okay. I guess I'll go home now." Like, but I mean, it
wow,
is what it is. Um,
that's
at the end of
crazy.
the, I honestly love what I'm doing. Because I'm part of the gaming industry. If
Yeah.
that's really what it
Right.
comes down to.
You are.
And there's a ton of
And
people that love that.
so Sean, the Sauce's boss, he's saying, I find it a great place to resource for people. So maybe create your own type of Capcom Cup over PS4. Winner receives training sessions from me, or a giveaway, etc., etc.
No, that's a great idea.
Exactly, because I mean I've seen people do online tournaments. I'm not exactly a fan of online tournaments, but I mean like it would gather more people if they knew what the actual prize was, or say we do training sessions or whatever, and then at the same time, like we do have a giveaway, which I don't mind, sitting there and teaching a person what they need to do, certain matchups and such or whatever, which is actually all right with me.
Well,
But I mean,
I definitely want to. I definitely want to do some like sessions where we get to play against some of the viewers and our fans. I definitely want to play against you in Street Fighter, and we can probably stream you teaching me how to play because I'm complete trash at the game. So it'll be real funny to see me go up against you. Um, and then for Naruto, I definitely want to like have some sort of tournament thing set up, even if it's just from the people from my page. And honestly, if any of your
that would
friends,
actually be cool, because I feel like a lot of people from the page that do play the Naruto games and stuff like that, they would get into that. Isn't there a new Naruto game that's coming out soon?
yes, well, that's why I said that I'm gonna give away.
Yeah.
It comes out on the 9th. I'm telling you, that week is gonna be so good because on the 9th Naruto comes out, and then you have on the 16th.
16th.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's Street
So,
Fighter.
yeah, they're right near each other, and then the rest of February is just going to be straight fighting games.
Right.
Us playing those games, so it's going to be really, really cool to see what we do in February as well as in March. So I guess we can get people interested now. I'm definitely going to be down to play anybody in Naruto. If you're good and you think you can get the hands, like, I'm definitely willing to give them out. And Street Fighter, I'm trashing, and if you'd love to teach me how to play, or if you just want to play against me and be like, oh, I beat John, like, all right, cool. I'll just throw Hadoukens at you all day.
You know what's an interesting idea that maybe we could flesh out. If you guys, I don't know how like intricate it will get, but what you could do in order to, you guys could like have people in different states, or maybe because they can't be in the same place, like have people in different states like throw their own little parties or throw their own little like tournaments in honor of Naruto fan page. What they'll do, or for Will's page, what they could do is they'll do that, and based on whatever they are able to, say achieve, like say if they get like 10 people involved and they do get a winner amongst those like 10 people in the tournament, you guys can send them out like a little gift, and they'll be and it has to be powered by whomever, be powered by Naruto fan page. So you got your name will be on this event, but you won't be there. But you'll get a gift from Naruto fan page. So it gives it an opportunity for each player to actually still have a camaraderie and just be in front of the people you're doing.
And it's basically attributed into like a pot bonus or something.
Precisely, right? As opposed to it being that everyone's doing everything online. Because if you do things online, it's a lot of stuff that's lost. We were talking about that earlier. But if you do it in every single place, if in different places where people can't meet up, where people can't meet you guys, they'll have their own little tournament in the honor of said, like your stuff, Will. It would be great. Like it gives you an opportunity to almost make this into like a Batman Incorporated kind of feel, like like different places you have people repping or people trying to move the name along and try to like and show what you guys all are about. I think that'll be probably something that could work. It has to be fleshed out more, of course, but it could actually work.
Yeah. I mean, I've always, tried to, especially with up here, since we haven't had actual legitimate like tournament since I've actually been sponsored. I, came together with my man Tony up here, and I told him, like he was just like, yo, if you guys have anything that you wanna, like contribute towards the actual like pot for, for like winning and stuff like that, that would be great, but I'm pretty sure once Street Fighter 3 starts up, we'll see more monthly tournaments. We're already doing our weeklies and everything as of right now. The weeklies are going very strong. We actually had like a 22-man bracket for Smash last night. I missed out on Street Fighter 5 because I did end up showing up pretty late last night towards the end. But like it's starting to become a very populated place on Wednesdays. We do it at a bar as well, which is
that's sick.
Yeah, it was just also really nice. So we have our own little private bar upstairs, where we're able to get food and drinks, and then we have systems there as well too. And I also know down in like Portland actually has a barcade, which is actually an arcade that revolves around the bar, and it's basically all games, everything.
Oh, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Which is ridiculous. It's actually pretty dope. So
we should give something away.
You said what?
We should give something away.
Yeah. I'll speak with Tony or whatever, and like we'll figure out what we can come to terms with or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure.
No. I meant now.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, I feel like we should. We've been talking for a while. There's people watching, right? How many people are on your?
I think we got 3 people in here right now.
I have 1 viewer right now on this.
Let's see.
I mean, we didn't pick the best time to start streaming, but...
Yeah, it's still pretty early in the morning. I know Pat's still at work and shit.
I mean, we could do some... maybe we'll do something tonight. Or are you streaming tonight?
I was gonna start. Oh man, he was good. Um, I was actually gonna start streaming when the Division beta was up because I was gonna be doing that for the weekend. I do, however, have a code for. I still have the code for Tony Hawk's Pro
And
Skater 5.
I heard it's garbage though.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's
I heard it's like straight garbage.
we should pay somebody to take that game.
Hey,
But I have a code for Tomb Raider, and I still have a code for the season pass of Call of Duty. Um, so you could do that.
Is it the new Tomb Raider or
Yeah, new one.
oh wow. All right, so let me actually just put out a let me go to Facebook
yeah,
and
and the new
just put
team,
it
and
up.
the new Tomb Raider is
What is
filth.
it? What is the new Tomb Raider? It's
Xbox One.
Yeah,
Xbox One. But I
Uh,
mean, what's the name of it?
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah.
It's like filth. It's incredible. It's like it really, really. I just beat it a little while ago, and it's incredible.
I want to play the older one. I wanted to play
The first one,
the yeah the
it,
reboot. I wanted to play the reboot and
it's great. The
yeah.
first one is wonderful.
Exactly, and I never got a chance to. I mean, like I know what it's probably like $20 or something like that to go get like a used copy or something like that, and I just haven't done it.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, I would suggest checking it out. I mean, it's really. I personally think that the first one is just as brilliant as the second. It's one of those games that it gets slept on because it like his games are so oversaturated nowadays, especially like the action adventure genre. We're getting a lot of them, but it's really a magnificent game, and
Yeah,
it's really it really revitalizes and really like is a really great breath of fresh air for the character. And there's a lot of great details in it. You know, like when you have a character like Laura, and what they do is that what they're doing is they're making it as like real as it, try to make as much sense as possible. Like so when she's fighting against men, she doesn't go at it the same way like Nate Drake would. She has to like really be strategical and figure out how she's going to fight these men because the men will easily overpower her.
hmm
And they put that detail in the game. So like when you're fighting someone, you have to like she just swings like extremely hard, or she has to jump on their back to kill them, or she has to like or she has a lot of things that's in her favor because she's so small. She could go through small cracks. She could a lot of it's really magnificent, and it's a strong female protagonist, which is also really important and really great. It's really awesome. It's really really it's really and then like the character herself, like Laura, is very she has really a lot of dimension to her. It's just a really awesome game, man. I really wholly like it's and enough to see, and then there's a part in the game in which you get a chance to see her trademark dual pistols, and it's like it's incredible. Like it's it's really really dope. I really highly suggest checking it out. And the second one is incredible too. I really suggest checking it out.
hmm I definitely will.
Mhm. Great.
All right, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna give people 15 minutes to get over here and check out this stream. So this way we get some people in here.
Are we gonna do it for this one or?
You guys are like streaming later on tonight too?
Um, I guess we could do something later on tonight. I gotta do a an unboxing for the Chun-Li
I love
Chun-Li 6
unboxings.
whenever it gets here.
Cool.
Oh, I don't know what it sent me to. Hold on a second. Let me re-edit this post because it's definitely not the right. It's definitely not the right Twitch channel. All right. Just delete it actually. Yeah. Can we please talk about Yay? Man, Ye is out there taking. He's out there on Twitter taking shots, man.
They
And I don't even know what that was all about. I mean, like it was a whole beef between
oh
him
god,
him and Wiz Khalifa.
it's
And
quite interesting to say the least. It's quite
Yeah, you're
interesting.
talking
I mean,
about the Amber Rose thing right now?
yeah,
yeah,
Amber Rose, the whole
Oh
beef, like
shit!
it's really like juicy, man. It's funny, man, to just watch them go all out.
I mean,
It's
so you know me, like I don't stay up with the gossip stuff. Emily's more about that. But I saw that post, the Twitter post that Amber Rose did, and I was just like,
amazing.
yo, that's mad savage, yo. Like,
Yeah, it was savage. It was
yeah,
amazing. It was amazing. Yo, but you know what's fascinating though? I have to say, I think it's really really funny to get all like sciencey about this. Is this that like that kind of like she came in at the fourth quarter and just like smashed everything. She just like really went super clutch and like just said whatever she said and dropped the mic and fucked his whole life up and it was great. But
yeah. What exactly did she say though?
well, she said something along the lines of
yeah,
like
Like she
yeah,
like
so,
fingers in his ass or some shit like that.
but
yeah,
yo,
she
here's my
said that
whole
something
thing
about
with
playing his
that.
asshole. Like you just miss me playing your asshole. That's what you said, some shit like that.
But
And
here's my whole thing with that. Like, first off, like whatever you do in the bedroom is whatever you do in your bedroom. But second off, like I really didn't feel like that was like that. And like it was, in my opinion, it wasn't like a mic drop or anything like that. Like I read it and I was like, all right, so what? That's what he likes. Like you probably like some freaky shit too. Like why are you gonna sit here
precisely.
and try to air him
Yeah,
out?
exactly. Like I mean, like Amber Rose is like the biggest slut out there. Like, come
That's
on.
what I'm saying. Like
There's
you
nothing
act
wrong
like
with her being a
you do
slut.
some
There's nothing wrong with
shit,
that.
like fuck out of here. And like you're gonna try to like hold
Everything wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with that. And then also, like I said, like I have a lot of strong feelings about it. I have lot of strong feelings about like Amber Rose side of this. I'm gonna like take her side with this a lot
or
because first and foremost, let's look at this. Let's look at it this way. Amber Rose is always going to bother Kanye West simply because he views her as like his creation, right? So it's like so independent.
like from what I've heard, like I mean, again, like I don't keep up to date with like celebrity gossip, but didn't she basically become like big because of Kanye?
Because of Kanye. Nobody knew who
Like,
Amber Rose was
no,
before
no.
Kanye.
The thing is, like, yeah, okay, but the same shit could be said about Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian was really
Yeah, but the only difference is
No,
that
she had a sex
she had
tape.
a,
yo, after the whole
she had a
Ray
sex tape with
Ray J made Kim Kardashian.
yeah, and I think that's what Trevel's saying. Like she
like
became big
that's what I'm
because
saying. Like he was some cornball that had like an ability like that was like somewhat known, and then like you got to keep in mind like in a society that we live in where women are easily judged as sluts just simply because they have sex. When a woman has that type like when they have all of that stacked against them, and then when the time comes and they can like flip it all around, like you got to keep in mind these two women are still relevant. And that's of their own volition. So it's not like a matter of it being like, oh hey, like
when you
they're
say
just
that,
like riding off of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing their own thing.
yeah, but when you say they're still relevant, like Kim Kardashian has done her own thing in a completely
Right.
different way
In
than
a
Amber.
different way.
Like I can name Kim Kardashian's accomplishments and try to stack them up against what Amber Rose has done, and I really can't.
I mean, she has this
Well,
butt walk. I mean,
And
I think here's the thing about Amber Rose. The reason why I can say that I even rock more with Amber Rose than I rock with Kim Kardashian, because simply because Amber Rose is trying to redefine the way that women in general are viewed in the public as like them being objectified, as them being like
but here's the thing: as someone that's not in
like called sluts, even though like it's, and also trying to talk about the double standards, and also trying to talk about like women trying to own their own sexuality and how important that is, and how like so easily it gets like stripped away and gets criticized simply because they have vaginas. You dig? Like she's at this part right now, like she's trying to like move everything along a little bit differently and be perceived differently and on her sexuality. So I give her a lot of credit for that because she's brave. That's not an easy thing to take because
I can definitely appreciate that, and I think that's a great movement, and
it's awesome.
whatever she's doing for that cause is awesome. But like, as someone that's an outsider to like the majority of celebrity gossip, I can't say that I've heard of any of that stuff that she's done, other than you telling me.
the
Right?
only real thing that I really know that she's done is you know the slut walk or whatever, and basically that was just a campaign for her to basically say like, yo, I mean, like women don't get raped because of the things that they wear, and
No.
this, that, and the third. I agree with that, but I don't know how credible. I don't know how credible Slut Walk is, but
The point of
What is there not to be credible about when it comes to like the essence to like slut walk? Like, what is there not to be credited with? Like, I don't understand like how that could be like interpreted as something more than what it is. I mean, what she's trying to do is take a word that has historically has been always to oppress women, and especially when it comes to their sexuality, and she's trying to rework it and explain that just because a woman's sexual doesn't mean that she wants it if she gets raped, or it doesn't mean that if she dressed scantily clad doesn't mean that she's not a respectful woman. It just means that she owns her body. The same kind of it's a totally different way of like achieving that. It's a totally different way.
I mean, like, yeah, she's basically just going, she wants to defeat the double standard.
Precisely. Yeah, she's trying to defeat the double standard.
Which is respectful.
Trying to show the world that like it's okay, like she's okay with like owning the quote unquote like agenda of what a slut is. Like she's quote unquote like she's trying to own it to show that all right, well this is what it is, and you get like men that are in power and that are strong men that have like, all this influence like Kanye West and will easily turn it into something about my sexuality and my femininity as opposed to it being like what my achievements were and what I'm trying to do, and completely like you dig like shit. He like Kanye West when he makes a statement like that when he's coming at another dude and like brings her into the picture based on her sexuality, based on what she's done sexually, because he made it be he's like, oh, she's a stripper and you got trapped by a stripper, like that's crazy. Like bro, like at least you give respect to Wiz Khalifa, because Wiz Khalifa kept it in the lane of it being about music. At least Wiz Khalifa was like, yo, this is about music.
Yeah, so I guess Kanye probably took it to another level.
Right. But this dude Kanye,
that's Kanye. Like Kanye is
that's some bullshit. Like Kanye talking about like, yo son, like I made your kid. Like what bro? Like
he took it there?
Ooh. Yeah, he took it there. He was like, you should be responsible for me. He's like, you should be bowing to me, like because like without me, like you wouldn't have your child. Like you owe me your child. That's what he said. Like you owe me your kid. Like homie, that's crazy.
It sounds like Rumpelstiltskin.
That's what I'm saying.
That's Lord Yeezy at his finest.
Yeah, man. Like yo, crazy. Like yo, that is crazy. And that's what I'm saying. But then he was like, you got trapped. He's like, when you for the next 18 years, you're gonna be looking at the 18 years. But for the next 18 years, you're gonna be looking at this kid and you're gonna be like, yo, damn, I got trapped by some stripper. But like, bro, like, why you gotta bring his girl into the? Not even his girl. Why you gotta bring this woman into the mix that has her own shit going on? Like the only time she ever brings up Kanye West is when Kanye West comes for her neck. That's the only time. And Kanye West always looks at her like she's still his possession. Like he looks at her like she's possession. He looks at her like she's an object, and that's the point of the slut walk. That's the point of it being like, yo, just because I had sex with you, just because all these things happen between us, doesn't mean that like I'm not of my own person. And you like that's the hardest thing for her to achieve. Like that's the hardest thing for her to achieve. That's what I'm saying. Like
it's gonna be a hard thing for her to achieve because nobody really knows her outside. People don't even know her. No, people don't even know her because of the slut walk. People know her because of Kanye West, and she's become a product of that. So I mean, like I guess it's hard. It's gonna be hard for her.
It's very similar to like the
man said, yo, you owe me a baby, nigga. You owe me a baby. That's crazy.
He was like, yo, son,
that's
like
crazy.
I'm trying to look for.
You wouldn't have your wife right now, but I mean, are they even still together though? That's the thing, because I don't even think they're together no more.
They apparently were divorced. They're apparently divorced. They divorced like a couple of years ago. Wiz Khalifa and Amber Rose.
I don't even think it was a couple of years ago. It was like last year.
No, it was recent.
Last year. Yeah, it might have been last year. But
it was.
Was it recent? Because there was a whole big fiasco about them breaking up.
Yeah, it was a big deal because like Wiz Khalifa, like he slut shamed her too. He was like, yo, he said some crazy shit to her. Like he was just like, oh, she's the, like she's a whole blah 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 blah. That's what he says some like crazy shit. Like That's what I'm saying. Like even his own, like that, you have to underdig that that is the mother of his child, but he still is quick to call her a hoe and a slut. So there is no respect for like Wiz Khalifa. That is Wiz Khalifa. That's no respect for Amber Rose. That's what I'm. You dig like that's what I'm saying. Like even the mother of his own kid, he can't he won't even respect her. So imagine how
that's kind of hard because I mean like that's the mother of your child, yo. Like, but
child,
I mean
bro.
like to be honest with you, I mean like. The way Amber Rose does put herself out there, like I mean, like some of these racy ass pictures and stuff like that. Like as a mother, would you want your child to see that in due time? I mean, even the same with Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Like she was breaking the internet, supposedly breaking the internet. Like, would you want your child to see you out there like that? You know, you gotta think about it as a parent, because I mean, like I kind of look at it that way now. Now that I'm a parent, like yo, my child's got to grow up to see this, and then. Yo, my child's got to go to school knowing that my mother is the product of a sex tape. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be coming to my daughter asking all kinds of crazy questions. You know what I'm saying? And she didn't. You know what the thing is like she didn't put that out on her own free will. Ray J did that.
Yeah, but that's the point. Is that the problem is not that not that your child or anyone's child would see that. The problem is the people that are coming up to your child. Asking them all these intrusive questions. Now, when it comes to like the whole element of like like oh I don't want I don't like you have people out there like oh my kid's gonna be my kid's grandmother was a part of a sex tape like yeah well your kid's grandmother your grandmother or whatever she had sex to have your mom and your mom had sex to have you so this is a part of the whole system of this shit like don't get me wrong like it's an invasion of privacy without a doubt. That people see your sex life and it's on display and it's out there for people to judge partially. That's crazy. But when it comes
capitalized off of it as well too. But I mean, like I guess I understand that.
Off of it. Like Ray J's still eating off of that. Ray J still gets money off of the sex tape. And like
she does too though.
She does too, but she does too because she had no other. Here's the thing, like they got like Ray J released it. And then when she tried to she did try to do all this damage control and keep it at bay. And after a while, when all these people got a hold of it and got all over the internet, she's like, "Fuck it, I'll put it out. I might as well capitalize off this, get some money." And she just turned bad press into good press and just pushed her career forward. Yeah. Ray J, on the other hand, is just some fucking cornball that understands that if I show my dick to everyone in public, nobody's gonna give a shit about that. No one's gonna give a shit about that. Like Kanye West.
Yeah, I always thought it was a cornball move anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
but everyone
he's a corny ass dude.
He's a corny ass dude. But like, look at Kanye West. Kanye West had dick pics out like 3 years ago. He had like dick pics out. No one gives a shit about that. But people are still talking about the sex tape that Kim Kardashian made.
Dick pics out?
That's what
I'm saying. Nobody even knows.
I'm not scouring the internet for dick pics, but
yeah.
I'm saying like. I'm saying that's the situation. Like people don't give a shit about that shit when it comes to dudes. Yeah. We have that luxury to.
My dick should be just as important as Kim Kardashian's pussy. It's ridiculous.
If anything, our dicks are way more important than pussy.
Yeah, good dick can do that.
Yep. 18 years, yo.
Yeah.
18 years.
Yeah, so we got about 8 people in here right now. I think if we get to 15 people, we should at least do like the Tomb Raider giveaway.
That'd be dope. Yeah. No, yo. So I'm reading the tweets that Kanye West had. Right, he went down in numbers. Right, I'm just gonna read from 11. He said 11. He's like, I showed you respect as a man when I met you, and then the next one he says. You wouldn't have a child if it wasn't for me. And then 13, he said, you own Waves? Because Wiz Khalifa's new album is called, like, Wavy. So he's been so that's where this all started from, because Wiz Khalifa was criticizing him about it. But Kanye West goes on to say, you own Waves? He says, yo, I owned your child.
Wow.
I own your child. It's like, yo, you what, bro? Like, yo, I would come for him. Like, I would be like, yo, I'm coming for you to kill you. Like,
oh
I'm watching your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, my child. Like, yo, bro. Like, nah, I'm coming at you, bro. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's definitely crazy, B.
That's crazy. Like, imagine some dude said that to you. Imagine some dude that for your lady. For your lady. Imagine some dude was like, yo, like some dude that was dating your girl beforehand was like, yo, the reason why you even with your girl, the reason why you have your child, you owe me your child because I dated your girl before you.
That nigga don't want them
This
problems.
I mean,
First off,
that logic doesn't
her
even
ex don't
fucking
want
make
those
sense
problems.
on some
Don't
real
nobody
shit.
want them hands.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You get the hands early. Look how thought.
Don't nobody want those problems, man.
Saying, like, like you took it to another level, man. It's a whole nother level.
I'm okay. I'm okay with scrapping here and there.
Right.
But it's not that surprising coming from Kanye. Like, he's like about saying crazy shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he has
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Like, he has no filter. He doesn't have that part of his brain that's just like, yo, Kanye, this is little filter Kanye telling you that this is a bad idea. Don't fucking say this shit. I know you want to say this shit.
That was a bad idea at that point in time?
What?
Like that? Do you think the whole George Bush doesn't care about black people was a bad idea at that time?
Yo, regardless of whether that's actually how he felt, or if he believes that, or if that's the actual truth, like, there's a way of going about things and saying it, so it doesn't come off as you saying, like, George, the president doesn't give a shit about black people on national television.
It did seem a little weird when he first started saying, like, I mean, like, they're taking the army to bring them in here and shoot us down or whatever, and he just started going on, and then that's after that segment or whatever, then he was just like, okay, I mean, like, I was just like, oh man, where's this nigga going with this shit?
Well,
and
I thought it was dope he said it. I thought it was dope. I simply thought it was dope because...
Oh yeah, I thought it was dope. It kind of felt like, it felt a little awkward because it was just like, oh man, this nigga's really taking it there, like right there on live TV.
I'm glad he did, man, because the problem is that, like, yeah, like, Kanye West, what's working in his advantage for so many years is that he makes people uncomfortable. In particular, he makes a lot of white people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
he makes white people uncomfortable. And him having a platform in which he was on like a telethon in which, like, mad white people were watching. He said something so bold and brash and something that most black people already felt at the time. It was fucking brave. I thought it was dope. Like, at times I think that when he gets, like, crazy, I think there's merit behind it, and I think that
there is.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate the things that he's done and said because a lot of it kind of does need to be said.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has the option to, like, tone it down just a little bit so that, like, some of the people that are hearing this aren't as uncomfortable and taking it as an attack. Can, like, look at it and be like, oh, you know what? He's just trying to, like, use his platform to educate us. But instead, he's like, what's the most extreme thing that I can say? George Bush hates black people.
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with that too. I'm kind of on the fence with that because I think that, like, it's been so long when it comes to like someone like Kanye West or someone that like Gil Scott-Heron or someone that like even President Obama, like, when they say things about, like, race relations, it makes people uncomfortable, and I think that's the point. I think that what the problem is and what keeps like systems, like, if I'm getting all, like, super meta here, but the problem like that is what keeps, like, systems like racism and sexism in check is people being uncomfortable to talk about it. You get people that are like, yo, I'm not going to talk about it, or they try to not to even acknowledge it or acknowledge how ugly it is. It keeps it all, like, perpetuating. It keeps people talking about it. It keeps people, like, the inaction and the not talking about it is what keeps it afloat. So him being, like, so brash and being like, nah, fuck the bullshit, this is the situation, I thought it was appropriate at that time. I think, I don't get me wrong, like, I think that him doing it like that is only a way Kanye West could do it.
Yeah.
I think I would do it differently. I think you would do it differently. I think Will would do it differently, and I think that'll probably be a little bit better, maybe.
That's the point that I'm trying to make. At the end of the day, like, I feel like Kanye's way really only works for Kanye.
Yeah, only works for him.
And anybody else that tried to do that shit, it wouldn't be received the same way.
Yeah.
But all in all, the moral of this whole conversation is that I'm really glad that in Mass Effect 3 they decided to have a female character and a male character because I think that was long overdue.
Wow.
No, it's actually funny. I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking about how, like, in Assassin's Creed 3, the Native American was like, I remember like the majority of people did not like Connor, and I remember thinking, like,
no,
everyone disliked Connor. Everyone disliked. I like Connor.
No, I
can't
can't
stand
stand Connor. And it has nothing to do with him being a Native American or anything like that.
It does.
He was the most. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
He's
Because
like mad pissed. The dude's pissed. Like he lost all his shit.
No. Yo, I came off of fucking Ezio. Ezio was a G. He came through and held the order down, and like he found corruption and took it down. He fucking died holding a fucking cord like to protect the
he died. I never finished the game. Thanks for ruining it.
Yo, listen, bro. If you haven't finished it by now, that's like saying like,
the way
John
died.
That's like saying like, wait, Darth Vader's
brother.
You
could have been alive today.
I legit thought he was still alive. Oh shit! I legit. I didn't even finish that shit.
I played the game at your fucking house. Oh, you didn't get to see it.
Oh shit!
Nah, fuck you guys.
Ezio could be alive today, but thanks for ruining it.
I'm not even trying to hear this shit right now. But anyway, Connor was the most whiny, like entitled assassin that you got to play as. Like the entire time, all he did was complain and cry. The people that were trying to help him, he would yell at. And that was the only game that I played where after you killed one of the bad guys, the guys would explain what they were trying to do. They're like, yo, listen, we're trying to like stop the war. Like, and I understand that it's like the Templars and like they were siding with the British or whatever else. But it was the only time that I killed my targets, and then afterwards I was like, I think I fucked up. I think I did the wrong thing. Like, I could not fuck with Connor at all. Like, if they made another game with Connor as the assassin, I would not touch that shit.
I think that where it was like really complicated with him is because you're dealing with a character in which like historically, like it makes sense that the character's mad. Usually when you have like a lot of video games, a lot of the characters are pretty neutral.
Yeah, but here's my whole thing.
Which one was Connor?
He was the Native American
American in 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
here's my whole thing with him being mad. Yo, Ezio watched his dad and his brother get hung in front of him for something they didn't do.
Okay.
I understand that in the beginning, Connor's biological dad, or it's not quotation marks because it's actually his biological dad, but his biological dad, like, is the catalyst for the fire that happens in his village, but his dad didn't directly make the beam of wood fall on his mother. His mother could have survived if she'd taken a step to the left or taken a step to the right. Like, he didn't directly kill his mother. He indirectly killed his mother. And I still, at the end of the day, I get it. Like, that fire was the cause of it, but it's not the same fucking shit, yo. Like, he's on like some fucking personal vendetta, and he's so mad at the world, and he really doesn't have that reasoning that Ezio had to be mad at the world.
Well, I think that is relative, because like think about this. It's like, yeah, like I get it. His mom died. I get it. Like his like village was like killed. Like whole. It was
mostly killed. It was like literally like his mom and like the random guy down the street that he didn't even fucking like.
But that's still his village, though. I mean, like they got. But also, he's in the midst of this whole like world-changing view for him, because Native Americans were all being like wiped out by everything that was happening with the war. Like it was a totally different.
I agree.
Knuckle Dude was good.
So then why when you have an assassin teaching you, all you do is lash out on him and yell at him and tell him he's wrong, like you know what's best? And I understand that he's supposed to be like an angsty teenager and he's supposed to be like, oh, I know what's right, but like stop.
Well, I'll tell you this. The reason why I think that he does is because, like, for one, is pride. Also, it's pride based on facts. Because he's like, you have like, say you take like a Native American, like any Native American tribe, they have been living like 10,000 years easily. Like, you know, and that's before like white settlers came over and just fucked their whole shit up. They've been living and sustaining their lives for so long, and they've been passed down this level of pride because they know that they can take care of themselves and their villages and their population. And because of that, it translates into when another white dude is telling you how to be a better fighter or be a better person, it's going to translate differently for him, because he's going to be like, yo, fuck you, bro. Like, I know what's good. Like, I had a family. They told me what's up. Like, I had my great-great-grandparents telling me what's up. Like, and you're going to come through and try to tell me how I should do this in order to save the people I've technically I've pretty much already lost. Like, so I'm at this spot right now that I'm like, should I listen to you? But when I do listen to you, like, it works for you, but it doesn't work the same way for me. So I'm like,
I mean,
like it.
at the end of the day, like, you can definitely argue on whether you should like or dislike Connor.
Yeah, I think I understand why you dislike him. I get it.
Yeah,
and I think it's valid. I just think that, like, with him, I think that the creators were at this weird spot that, like, they were fucking around with a character in a time where he's always going to be angry, and it's going to be hard to translate that to players for many different reasons. But if you take a character that's, like, universally known, or a character that's neutral and that's, like, kind of cool,
that was the thing. I think coming off.
Yeah, you want to know something that's kind of cool and kind of controversial right now? This guy Knuckle Dew that actually just came in here. He's actually one of the pro players for Team Liquid. This guy is getting so much flack behind the fact that he's playing Guile, and in mid-match in tournaments, he is taking his glasses out and then taking them off in between combos, just like doing the Guile taunt. He's just like he's doing like a combo, and then right after the combo ends, he puts his glasses on. He could throw like a fireball, and then he takes he's doing that like 15 times in the middle of a match against other pro players.
Yo, that's mad seven.
That's ridiculous. But it puts me in tears every single time. Every single time I see it. I think that shit is the best.
That is the best. I'm not mad at him.
The best. And people are so upset because he's just like, yo, he's disrespected. Like, he was playing K-Brad like last week or something like that. I forgot what tournament it was at. I think it was at KIT. And my man had him and then he also trolled him with his same character. He picked Cammy as well. Then he goes back to Guile, throws his glasses on, gets him in the corner, takes his glasses off, puts them back on. Yo, like 3 times in a row. Like, takes him off, puts him on, takes him off, puts him on, and then just keeps going at it. And beat him. I beat him.
Wow.
Everybody was just like, yo.
I would definitely feel some type of way after that. Like, that's one of those times you get up and, like, no handshake. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, K-Brad didn't shake his hand. He didn't shake his hand.
And it's funny.
That shit was bad juicy.
When someone doesn't shake your hand. Like, when someone shakes your hand, I'm kind of just like, whatever. I mean, again, not that it matters to the majority of people in this stream, but when I was at the GameStop Managers Conference, there was a Naruto tournament, and I was playing one kid, and I guess he thought he was going to beat me, because he hit me with Kakashi's ultimate, and I kind of just like buckled up, and I ended up like just scraping him after that. I hit him with like a crazy combo, and after he lost,
I have the footage. I actually have the footage right here. I'm actually gonna place this right into. Yeah, I'm gonna place this right onto the stream right now. Is this actually the one? I can't tell if this is the one, but
yo, Sauce is definitely right.
Yes.
Disrespect breeds hunger to play.
It definitely does. Yes, this is it. This is the one.
Yo, how many times has somebody like beaten you and you're just like, no, run it back?
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. Like, I get,
and you don't even look at them.
So
you're like,
upset.
you just like to the side, like run it back. No, just run it back.
Yeah, that shit happens all the time, bro. Let me actually put this in here right now. Let me add another screen region because this shit is great. For the people that haven't seen this shit right now, like, this shit was so disrespectful, but so juicy.
Yo, so like, the overall feel of like disrespect, because Travell definitely said like Street Fighter is like an honorable game. Like, when someone is like disrespectful, how is it received generally by the community? Do you think people are kind of just
sometimes people get really hype over shit like that. Some people get upset, but I mean, like, to be honest with you, I think it's great, man. Like,
I think it's great.
Pretty much created a rival right there.
Yeah. I think that if you can't handle it, like, you probably shouldn't be in the scene. And the majority of the times when you're winning, you're probably doing something that's like that can be taken as disrespect. I know for a fact, like, when I when I'm playing whatever fighting game, like regardless of whether I'm good at it or I'm bad at it, I love to talk shit just because like I think it adds to the experience and it adds to like the competitive aspect of the game. Like I play Travell all the time. We were playing. I'm big into Injustice. I love that game. I think it's one of the best.
Let's see where the disrespect begins.
Yeah.
Is it?
Does it have the? But it doesn't have like him actually taking his glasses off though. It just shows like the taunts and stuff.
Where's this?
No, it had no. That yeah. It's
Oh, okay. I see it.
because. I'm not really sure. Was this the two? No. I think it was the first to 5. Hold on a second. That's why.
Where was this at?
I made the first to 5. What was that?
Where was this at?
This was it. This was at Kumite in Texas,
Okay.
and this was just like last week. So where's the guile disrespect? This is it. Yeah, here it is.
Oh my god, disrespect.
Yeah, are you guys viewing this somewhere? Where are you guys?
I'm on.
I actually have it up on the stream right now.
Yeah, I'm just watching Will's stream.
Okay.
And I believe, yeah, here it is. Yeah, it definitely starts now. He's just gonna keep doing it, like, he's gonna start doing it like so many times in the middle of the match. That's gonna be like, oh my god, like this guy's so rude.
Yo, but that's that shit that gets into your head and it gives you an advantage.
Yeah, I think so. I wish I had a taunt like that. Cause I mean, like, yeah, there it is again. I think it really threw K-Brad off his edge because it's mad rude.
You can't help but like notice it and get annoyed by it. Like there's nothing you can do about it. Even if you're like playing your game, the second things don't go your way, the first thing you're gonna think about is that fucking taunt.
Yeah, I can't even see it. All I see is hold up. Oh no.
Just you got go to Will's Twitch.
Yeah, just go to the stream.
Fresh produce the number 4.
Okay, no.
The Guile theme plays in his head. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, I thought he got that. But the glasses on and off like 3 times in a row is like the most OP thing in this game. He's just straight up disrespecting K-Brad. Like, and K-Brad is a fucking decent pro player as well too. Like, he's sponsored by Evil Geniuses. Like, which you would think in turn is like, like a really, like for any player, like that's a very high feat.
Yeah.
He's been on with them for 2 consecutive contracts.
How hard is it to actually like get a contract? Would you say?
You said how hard is it to get a contract?
Yeah.
You got to be winning majors and stuff, man. You really have to. Like, I mean, even then, most people aren't getting fucking. Most people aren't really getting, contracts even at that point. But I mean, like, some of these top players, like the Japanese players, are getting picked up by like Razer. They're getting picked up by Mad Cats. All that great shit, man. They're getting sponsorships, and it's getting harder and harder to get sponsored. To get like an official like where it becomes a job, yeah, he's still taking his fucking glasses off and putting them on. This is ridiculous. Yo. I guarantee you that, like, if I did play Guile, I would do nothing. I would do nothing but upside down kick the entire time.
God.
I would just do that upside down kick like every single time in tournament. It's so good.
So fucking crazy.
It's so trolly.
It is. It's driving me nuts.
More glasses. I got a fever. I need more glasses.
Yeah, that's funny.
Wow. The disrespect. And K-Brad's just dropping everything as well. That's how you know he's in his head.
Gotta get the charm off. If not, you get.
Yeah, that's definitely how you know he's in his head because he's dropping combos left and right. Like the match is basically over at that point, and he has quite the deficit here.
I mean, that's the mental part that we were talking about before, and it's really, really
I just
interesting.
gotta see glasses on and off like 3 more times before this ends. That would be the best thing ever. Oh my god, upside down kick. Upside down kick again. Glasses. Upside. Oh my god. This motherfucker's so disrespectful.
It's not.
Yo, Devilbeck, what's happening, man? Yeah. That was mad rude. And then the no handshake. Mad rude. Mad rude. That's crazy. Disrespected the shit out of him. Yeah, would you ever think that you would receive a handshake after? Like, I'm not shaking. I'm not shaking nobody's hand after that.
About that is him offering to shake his hand is also like disrespect because he knows that he doesn't deserve a handshake for the way he played the game, but he's still gonna do it because he wants to look like the nice.
You know, to be honest with you, the dude's a kid. You know, he's also a kid, man. I don't even think he's 18 years old yet. He might be 18. He might be 18 now. Yo, spoiler, what's happening, man? How you doing? He's still a very young dude, and I don't know. Like I guess he's just out there having fun.
I mean, that's what it really comes down to, though. You should be having fun.
Yeah, basically. I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't having fun. And I mean, I even do it when I'm not having fun either. So, I mean, I'm also at a different level where the fun isn't really there. It's just more or less like it's work now. But I still do it regardless. It is what it is. So let's see. He needed sunglasses. Just like put them on after the match. Yeah. If he had real life sunglasses and was just taking them off and putting them on, that would be ridiculous.
No,
at some point in time, I feel like that's where it's gonna go. He's gonna show up with sunglasses. I know he does actually show up with like actual sunglasses because he does play Guile, but I feel like at some point in time, like that's where it's gonna lead to. Like he's gonna end up pulling these fucking things out in the middle of a match and styling on somebody. Just mad rude.
I mean, I appreciate it. I think that it adds an entertainment factor to
It does.
You know.
Because I mean, like, yo, Street Fighter 4 has been Street Fighter 4 for the past 7-8 years. If you don't find anything that's new, fresh, and innovative to at least keep it somewhere entertaining, that shit is gonna be boring. Like, I mean, like, we had, you know, what's interesting right now? Lupe Fiasco.
I was gonna say that.
Lupe Fiasco and Daigo.
Yeah.
And then we had Jamie Lee Curtis show up to
What?
We had her show up to EVO last year.
You're kidding me.
Yep. She showed up as a cosplayer as well too.
What?
Yes, she showed up as a cosplayer. She cosplayed as Vega.
Whoa.
She was walking around the entire weekend as this cosplayer. Nobody knew. Everybody was like, "Yo, I guess Jamie Lee Curtis didn't show up." Next thing you know, she takes off the mask. It's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Crazy.
So I mean, like this is also another thing where people are, even like A-listers are starting to get involved in.
Yeah.
You know.
Wow, that's sick. That's really sick.
It's really cool to see how like a lot of nerdy stuff has grown and become like mainstream like media, and like A-listers are involved in it, and you find out like random people like are into certain things, like even that Vin Diesel Street Shark thing, like that's
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Cause he was apparently like selling Street Sharks when he was a kid.
yeah. I mean, there's been talks in the past of like Vin Diesel liking comic books and whatever else. So it's just really cool to see like it's not just for like weird people. It's for
Yeah.
like everyone. Not that any of us are weird.
Oh, I gotta fix
Yeah.
this.
I mean, I'd rather be weird than normal.
Yeah, I guess.
Fucking
Yeah.
Nightbot. Hold on a second. Yeah, it looks mad weird. I think her son was there as well too. I think she wanted to sign her son up as what's it called again? As a Street Fighter player, which is pretty cool, man. Like this shit's really starting to expand. Who's telling what Lupe is gonna do? He's not. He would most certainly lose.
Yeah.
With Daigo, yeah.
Hypothetical: Lupe versus Jamie Lee Curtis, first to 5. I like Jamie, which would make a lot more sense than Lupe versus Daigo.
Yeah,
You know.
because that he's gonna like, because that he's gonna get dusted. Unfortunately, I'm always rooting for.
Fortunately, that's not unfortunate. Like that's a given. Like
It's a yeah,
Daigo Umahara we're talking about. Like
right. But did you see that he like said he like came out and said he was just like I would gladly lose to Daigo. It would be an honor. He said something along those lines. But that's what I'm saying. That goes back to the honor code in Street Fighter. That's always there. It's it's like martial art.
Yeah.
It's like martial art honor code. It's like, yo, if I lose, I lose.
It's like taking a punch from like Bruce Lee. It's like
Right.
didn't expect to beat him, but like I got punched by Bruce Lee. That's fucking
Exactly.
I got fucking snuffed by Bruce Lee.
put me the fuck to sleep. Like
It's after you like heals, you can say that.
Oh yeah, then the wrestlers are playing Super Turbo and Street Fighter as well. Street Fighter 4. What's his name? I can't think of the dude's name.
not CM Punk. Not CM Punk. I mean,
No. The black dude. Miz and Xavier.
I haven't kept up with
I haven't
wrestling.
followed wrestling in a while.
What's his name? Like Xavier Woods or something like that. I don't know.
Oh. I think one of the deep.
Yeah, Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods is his name, but he's definitely a WWE wrestler or whatever, and he's actually been shouting people out for like the longest time on like WWE about like the FGC and stuff, like Kenny Omega. I've actually heard of Kenny Omega before, but I don't know who he is. Somebody did mention that, like. Actually, you know something? Who's the dude? Who's one of the contestants from American Idol from the very first season?
You got Clay Aiken, you got Kelly Clarkson, you got.
Might have been the first season, or it was the older. It was the middle-aged dude with the gray hair. I think he was the first or second season. I can't remember, but he's actually been to like he's actually come out and competed at a major before.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
My man Devlet Beck is over here getting bodied by Nightbot. I gotta figure out how to turn that off. For now, just don't post any links because Nightbot will fucking ban you. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
I haven't really messed I haven't messed around with Nightbot too much as of late. All right. I think at this point, we should have enough people. We could probably do a giveaway. I think I got about like 8 people. Whatever, that should be fair enough. All right, so if you guys want to participate in a giveaway, make sure that you're typing in chat. I actually got to get rid of this right here because this is going to be in the way. Let me see. Let me turn that screen region off. And let me expand the giveaway. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's up for anybody. It's up for grabs. This is Tomb Raider, the Rise of the Tomb Raider. For Xbox One, if you have an Xbox One, or you just want the code in general, just go ahead and type in the chat so that the actual giveaway will pick you up. And as you know, I like to do, since we don't have as many people, I do like to do best of 3. So if you are picked twice, then you get the code. So we will just wait. Chris, what's happening, man? Haven't seen you in here in a good minute. We're doing Rise of Tomb Raider.
Word.
This robot is racially profiling. This motherfucker Devil Beck has got 2. Yo, he's got 2 accounts. Yo, you're still counting as 1. Actually, yeah, you're counting that as 1. This guy's trying to get over on me. Like, I don't know what's going on here. My man's trying to work the system on me. So, yeah, we got 8 people in here. Make sure everybody is typing in the chat so that you are part of the giveaway. Let's see. Am I going to ECT or nah? ECT is definitely home, so I will definitely be there. Oh, you got banned? Let's see if I can take the ban off. No, I can't. Can I unban? I don't know. I don't know. It timed them out, I guess, or whatever.
It
So,
doesn't banned on mine.
You said what?
I have the option to ban him, and it. Let me see if I
Yeah, it'll let you ban them, and then it'll let you unban. But for some
let me try to unban.
I can't. It won't show me the unban.
Yeah, it won't show me the unban either.
Yeah, fucking. Oh shit! You definitely banned him. Oh my god! Like,
him, so I thought it'd say unbanned, but apparently.
No, yeah. Nightbot is trying to ban him on. Oh no! Did you click on Devil Back and then like delete his message? Or was that Nightbot? That might have been Nightbot.
That was Nightbot.
Alright, Nightbot. Yeah, what a dick. You have to do something about Nightbot because
we have to sit down with Nightbot and
have a talk.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So we basically have all right. So everybody is showing up in here. So best 2 out of 3. If you got a Xbox One, then you are in luck today. So let's go ahead and roll. All right. So it's active. We'll roll 1. All right. So Jay, you got the first one. Now let's see. Let's roll again. We got to keep everybody in here. All right. The sauce is boss. And that is my man Sean. So you got that's 1 for you. We'll roll again. Nightbot, no, you don't need to be in here, Nightbot. Get out of here, Nightbot.
Now he's trying to win?
Yeah. All right, Chris, you got the second one. You got the third one. So we got 1 for Jason, we got 1 for Chris, and we got 1 for Sean. All right, and it looks like Jay got it.
Oh,
Jay got the second one. Yep.
Congratulations, Jay.
All
right. So
congratulations.
Yeah, Jay, just hit me up on Facebook or whatever, or Twitter. wherever you choose to hit me up at. I already know you're subscribed and everything like that. You already know the a reason for the Xbox to turn on. Yeah, I
It's
mean, I wouldn't have any reason to use an Xbox at all because everything
Yo,
is on.
tell him. I actually just recently traded in my Xbox One to get a Wii U.
damn.
Yeah.
So I need to play that Smash.
I'm trying to get that this weekend. Actually, that's the next goal.
Dude,
Is
the
to
funny
get
thing
Smash.
about it,
Smash is actually not bad at all.
yeah, no, Smash is awesome.
I can't wait to get it. I've been playing. I love Melee. I love the original. I love all of them. I love Brawl. Can't wait for this one. I know. I want it. The first thing I'm gonna download is Ryu.
Oh yeah.
I heard Ryu is ass in that game, actually.
Word?
Like, super
Wow.
bad. Yeah.
That's
He's
crazy.
bad in the sense that he's hard to play.
Oh, okay. I want to see what Mega Man's like though. I think he could do some damage out there. So I want to looking forward to that. This weekend I'm gonna get it. John, you work. What day are you working this weekend, bro?
Saturday, Friday and Saturday.
You're not. Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
I might come out tomorrow and pick it up.
Work.
I'm fucking
Yeah.
starving right now.
Yeah, I just went to go make food. I mean, I think that's about it. We definitely got to do another video or a stream at least when Street Fighter
Yeah, I
comes
mean,
out.
like you guys are gonna be on for the. You guys are gonna be on for the division, right? I'll have a couple of people.
Oh my god, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean, we got some time
definitely.
for that one, but
Yeah, without doubt.
Are you talking about the beta? Or are you talking about the actual game?
The beta.
I actually need to maybe you know what I should do today. I should go and get a beta code, and I should hook up my PS4 and try out the beta.
Yeah.
We could probably
Well,
get,
actually, I think it starts tomorrow. Xbox is today.
yeah.
PS4 is tomorrow.
I need that beta code to. So I
Yeah,
gotta
but,
get.
yeah, I'm down to do some beta streaming for the division. And then wait, I definitely want to play because we can squad up for the actual game, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Should be able to squad up for the beta.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
think?
So
Multiplayer beta.
I'll get the beta going.
All right, I'm in. I'm with it. With it.
All right, yeah. So I mean, like, I'll run a stream tomorrow. I'm gonna be running a stream all weekend anyway. So I think I need to go help my man's out on. Oh, you know something? We were supposed to get my man Chris a code, like a. Actually, did we? I think did we find out a code for Chris? I can't remember. Like we were supposed to be doing that before.
Didn't he win and
Not to
not
Chris.
an Xbox or something? Or what was it?
I think he wanted something for something. I can't remember, and I haven't gotten it to him yet. I can't remember. Like we had a code for what was that? I think it was Mad Max.
Did he not get the code though, or was it just he didn't have the system, or he had the game already?
I think he had the game already.
So how about this? We'll just give him a season pass for Street Fighter.
All right, that works.
That's fair.
Yeah, it was Mad Max.
Yeah. Chris, is that all right with you?
Like a season pass for Street Fighter. I mean, like I wouldn't turn that. I wouldn't turn that.
Nope, he took too long. Now he's gonna get Tony Hawk. Like,
Shitty Tony Hawk. I don't know how I'm gonna give that game away.
right? Promoted with Lil Wayne.
I heard it was like really, really bad.
No, it's straight ass. Like,
Oh man, it's terrible.
straight fucking cancerous.
Yeah, we gotta hell that. So that works. You got a season pass.
All right, cool. So that solves that problem. You know, maybe we can figure out a way to give a couple more season passes out. I feel like that'd be, like, maybe we can do like one copy of the game and maybe two other season passes. I don't think that's too ridiculous.
Yeah. That's not bad. It has wheels. I'll take it. All right. Well, I think that's
I'm good. I can't wait for Street Fighter. Can't wait to play the Division and can't wait for Toronto. Thanks for tuning in. For the people that joined us on the YouTube channel and on Will's Twitch channel, obviously, and
Yeah,
hopefully
you guys actually finally got a chance to actually meet the sponsor after damn near like almost a whole year. Well, that hasn't been a whole year, but
I definitely have been busy, but I'm trying to refocus on the channel and everything else. So it's cool that you guys are still supporting Will and supporting, I guess, Naruto NFFB. So yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
all right. Thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy.
Deuces.